all about affordability. We'll work hard to help you find a car you love for only $1 down. So ditch your old ride like the last day of class and save up to $10,000. Plus, I've got over 200 certified used cars, SUVs, trucks, and sports cars, and rates as low as 0%. But hurry, pre-tariff prices won't last long. I'm RC Hill, DeLand, and Ocala. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit and $1 down requires bank approval. Trade value up to 120% off KBB.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Are you 62 or older and wondering if a reverse mortgage can help you access the equity in your home? It's so easy to get a free reverse mortgage quote with that mortgage guy, Don. Just fill out the online questionnaire at thatmortgageguyDon.com, or you can make an office appointment to meet in person at 1401 Town Plaza Court, Winter Springs, Florida. Happy Home Mortgage, NMLS ID 2418348.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgageguyDon.com.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids. Running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention, it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past, thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to AspireAllergy.com. That's AspireAllergy.com.
The accident wasn't your fault. The medical bills shouldn't be your responsibility. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. After an accident, you don't want to get stuck with a pile of medical bills. I will fight to get those bills paid. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nickley Group makes it as easy as ABC. And 1, 2... Oh, and fast, too, because the Nickley Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenickley.com.
Call Nickley.
Prepare for summer storms with Eustis Roofing. Our Eustis Roofing Memorial Day sale has been extended now through June 16th. As the rainy season begins, save up to $2,000 off a full roof replacement. Schedule a free estimate at EustisRoofing.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, June 9th, 2025. Lots to get to today. From Los Angeles ICE riots day 4 to Jared Leto hit with accusations by 9 women and 100-mile-per-hour winds could hit 4 different states today. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
Hi.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
It's very Monday, I'll tell you that.
I gotta tell you, C-Lane got me kind of fired up just getting ready for the show.
In a sexy way?
I don't know. I look over and he's like, all right. He's like pumping his
little
fist.
shadow boxes, getting the blood flowing.
He's getting ready. I'm over here just screaming into the void in the studio
I'm just running around asking Ryan Holmes to put things back where they belong.
He's not usually behind that desk there, huh?
Happy birthday on hell, by the way.
Oh, that's right, Angel. Happy birthday, our friend Angel. And we got tons of stuff to talk about today. Busy weekend. Everybody knows the big story over the weekend was I finally got my hair cut. And yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was all over. All over BBC News, all over Sky News. CNN was covering it nonstop. And the sweet, like the old Nona who cut my hair at... guys, I really went down a couple of stages.
Okay, can you just show the haircut? You have a good fade in the back of the neck. I'll tell you
That's all you're going to see. Yeah, and I got headphones on. I got a hat on. But this Nona who cut my hair, I didn't even go to... I usually go to Floyd's. Too busy over at Floyd's for old Sean here.
Lovely place, though. Nice people.
Couldn't go to Hair Cuttery. I don't know why. Went to...
Because it's Hair Cuttery?
Yep.
I think it might be bottom of the barrel. I went to Great Clips. You know, no shot at those of you who work at Great Clips. It was a great clip. I was happy with the overall presentation.
That is a very interesting move on your part.
Sweet lady. Yeah, she goes, did you have any lunch?
$1,000 jeans, but we'll go to Great Clips for a haircut.
She said, do you have any lunch? And I said, no, but I'm right around the corner. I'm probably going to eat something in a bit. And she goes, are you sure? I've got some stuff here. And she had a whole thing of Pepperidge Farms cookies.
That's like, sweet.
You know the ones that are like
Nona move.
Yes, it is.
The ones that are like as big around as a softball. And she was going to hand me one of those. Like I was a little kid all over again, just mowing into that thing.
Thanks, Grandma.
Finally, thank God, got that done. But no, lots of stuff happening, honestly, in the world, and a lot of it that we're going to focus on. But let's start out. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers in the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. I love this moment from ABC News, ABC 7, in fact, over in Los Angeles, California, which, if you didn't know, was kind of on fire last night.
No doubt about it.
There was kind of there was like cars spinning around intersections. There was fireworks going off. There were cops pinned under a bridge. Man, it was a wild ride.
Is this the story you're about to do?
No, this one I liked because of the downplaying. The ABC 7 reporter was like, look, here's what's happening out there. Let's listen in.
Large group of people. It could turn very volatile if you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation.
This guy said, we could turn what is ostensibly people having fun watching the cars burn.
Yeah, CNN is now playing some more footage and does not scream fun to me. Someone just got like such a thick spray of pepper spray in their eyes that is going to be a probably 3-week-long recovery process.
I mean, I guess it depends on what your idea of fun is. I might have that in my books as fun.
Watching cars burn?
Yeah, we'll get into the Waymo and the, like sort of the 2025 tie-in here that I really enjoyed in a second. But as there tends to be in these cases, it's a lot of people, usually left of center people, who, when the city's on fire, are like, what? What's the big deal?
I don't understand.
They did this in Portland when they had like 100 days of officially called riots in Portland, I think.
Back in the day?
No, that was the summer protest with the George Floyd stuff, I think, that started that off. And And as that was all going on, there were people who would be going out during the day in Portland, and they'd get like a breakfast burrito, and they'd sit in the park, and they'd be like, "Looks fine to me. Nothing really bad happened." And you go, "Oh, okay, all right. We don't have to pretend." But Maxine Waters of California was kind of doing this when she was talking on CNN. This was late too. This was like late into the night. And she calls and she's talking with CNN, and she's like, "I don't see anybody getting violent."
The LAPD police chief, Jim McDonnell, says the level of violence he's been seeing across Los Angeles, in his word, and I'm quoting him now, is disgusting. Given that, why shouldn't the National Guard be involved?
Well, I was surprised at the way that the police chief was describing all of this. There have been no violence where anybody that was protesting hit anybody, shot anybody, threatened anybody. Nothing has happened.
She said nothing has happened. Of course, this is not true and hasn't been true. This has been going on for like 4 days as of this morning, if you count it that way.
Look at the link I just sent you. The reporter that got the rubber bullet live on the air.
Oh, this was the Australian lady, right? Yeah.
I mean, it could not have been timed perfectly. Camera pans over to the SWAT team?
Whoever. It's impossible to say because there are National Guard people as of last night out there, but there's also LAPD, Sheriff's Department. There's everybody out there.
They looked right at the camera and just got it right in the leg. That bruise is going to be so massive.
Wasn't there somebody on Jackass that got hit with a rubber bullet?
Yeah.
Wasn't that
Johnny?
Was it Johnny
and it
Knoxville?
Was bad.
Yeah. That's no joke. All right, hold on. Let me see this lady. Well, I mean, come on, lady. You're on the front lines of the protest. You're going to get the rubber bullet.
Reporter.
Has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
We see that,
flinching,
and then watch.
Oh, got her in the foot.
I mean, you okay? You okay? But I'm running away.
She's headed away now into the crowd.
What a damn mess.
This was when it was still bright outside. This is like daylight hours as of yesterday. But my favorite thing, without a doubt, was I might be wrong on this. I could be wrong on this. I feel like this was sort of the first thing like this to take place since we've had Waymo cars and e-scooters and all of these things. And like, they were very present in the rioting. Like, people went after the Waymo cars for whatever reason and just lit them all on fire and spray painted them. I don't know why, like, Waymo doesn't have some emergency response team that goes, get all of the cars out of there. Get all the Waymos out of the area.
The Waymos have to still work, okay?
The Waymos are... They are one with the road, Sabrina. That's what's going on with the Waymos now. Did you see what happened to these things? Look at this. Look.
Tell me more. Okay.
That's the Waymos.
There's that. We had nothing to do with this. We're just trying to do our job.
This burned for so long that it was literally like they were part of the road after a while.
Noted Waymos, super flammable.
Yeah, it looks like it. Holy cow, man.
Now, was there any indication that when these cars started to get attacked that there may have been customers inside them?
No, I don't know.
Do people just go, hey, look, it's a Waymo? This is a victimless crime.
Do you know what? I'm a jaded man. So I honestly think a lot of these people are losers who are looking for opportunities to do crazy stuff. That's what I think is happening in a lot of these cases.
Honestly, if you really wanted to, F stuff up, you could just order the Waymo. have it come to the curb to pick you up. And it's like, hello, I'm here to pick you up.
You're picking up a Molotov cocktail, baby.
You might want your friend to do it so it's not hooked onto your account somehow. Oh, no!
You do get your account closed for that.
Yeah, that'll do it. I see they have spray painted WAP on the side of this car, which I don't know. I'm going to assume is without papers. I think is what they're probably going for.
My bad.
get out of, and then I can't see because that continues on to the driver's side door, which is missing, which is no longer on the vehicle for any number of reasons. But they burned all these Waymos, like literally burned them to the ground. And also, they were throwing the
passenger side door. What is this? The Great Britain? UK? This is America, Sean.
I may get this wrong. I believe they were throwing bird scooters, but it doesn't matter. Lime scooters, any kind of scooters. They're like throwing them at the cops. They're like, it was just absolute insanity. Absolute insanity on the streets of LA for day 4. And a lot of this started, believe it or not, over like rumors and things that just started spreading like wildfire, strangely enough. And one of the things was there was some people with DHS, the Department of Homeland Security. There may have been some ICE people as well. I don't know. It's difficult to see who's who. And there was some of these groups that were staging by a Home Depot. And according to them, according to the feds, if you believe them, I'm sure some of you don't, but they say that they had a judicial warrant and they were going after somebody who had been adjudicated to be removed from the country. And that's how the process works. And when they showed up, some dude was watching and he made an Instagram and he's like, this shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't happen. They're going into Home Depot and they're rounding everybody up, all the Mexicans at the Home Depot. And he started screaming on his Instagram and people started flooding out to the Home Depot. And the Home Depot began to turn into like a battle zone. And everybody starts like fighting the law enforcement of all types and stripes at this Home Depot. And then from there, it sort of built and built and built and built. And last night, I don't even know if this is going to be the worst of it. I think this could start happening in other cities too, which would be crazy. Would be wild if this kept happening in other cities.
Parentheses, Sean would love it.
I mean, I don't want to see this happen in cities. I want cities under control. I thought
you just said it was fun to watch cars burn.
No, I said it for some people it might be fun to watch cars burn, but I don't want to see. Los Angeles is on fire more than every other city other than Paris, maybe, I think. This city is on fire, make no mistake, because the elected officials don't care when it's on fire. Gavin Newsom sees it as an opportunity to be like an anti-Trump figure instead of going like, hey, maybe we don't want all this stuff happening on the streets of our city.
So what does Gavin Newsom do instead? What would
Gavin
you
Newsom, what should he do? He should get enough law enforcement to quell the crowds that have gathered and make sure there's no violence so people aren't getting hurt by this stuff.
It looks like they're just shooting at reporters at this point, based on the clip.
No, come on. These people were absolutely violent anti-American agitators, 100% on the streets, burning American flags, shouting things against America, waving Mexican flags everywhere, which, by the way, is just a really dumb look. That's not going to win you a lot of fans. But Gavin Newsom says, let's get this straight. Here's this tweet. Let me make this a little bigger if I can. Let's get this straight. Number one, local law enforcement didn't need help. I'm going to have to be a no on that one, Mr. Newsom. I'm going to have to say that local law enforcement probably needed some help. Looked like things were a little out of control. Then he said, two, Trump sent troops anyway to manufacture chaos and violence. I'm pretty sure the chaos and violence was already there. It's like a kid blaming his parents for reacting after they're lighting the house on fire. Number three, Trump succeeded, Gavin Newsom says. And then he says, now things are destabilized and we need to send in more law enforcement just to clean up Trump's mess. Like this, they don't care as much because they side, I think, with a lot of the protesters. But it's a mess. It was an absolute mess last night, albeit a fun one to watch. Not going to lie to you. It ain't my city, California. Ain't me. I'm doing fine over here. Thank God for now. But it was entertaining to watch all these people completely destroy portions of their city. And the police were doing everything they could to try to stop this, I guess, at the end of the night. Here's the LAPD talking about this. Let's see what they said.
But safely for everybody involved.
Hold on. Go one at a time, please, and let's identify name and outlet.
Victor with Unconventional Chief. We have seen two kinds of groups on this Friday, Saturday, and today that have been working.
He said we've seen two kinds of groups at these protests.
The community that is enraged and they're not happy with the actions of ICE, and then the community that loots and attacks and destroys our city.
So he said you've got two groups here, which is probably right. You got people who are upset about what they perceive to be as injustices by ICE and like getting rid of people who they think are part of this country. And then people who are like looting, because everybody knows every time you loot a store, it saves like 3 or 4 illegal immigrants. When you go in and take a pair of Nikes, it's the best way to save the illegals that are in that city. Absolutely, bar none, the best option you can have. So I agree with the reporter on this, but let's see what the cop says.
What would be your direct message to both groups?
Yeah, to the people who are not happy with the fact that ICE is in the community doing what ICE does. I respect ICE for being a fellow law enforcement agency. They have their mission. They have their what they have to do. We don't engage in that activity, but again, we can't preclude them from doing that. They have every right to do that. I ask people in the community to trust the LAPD.
Pause for a second. Those that are watching on the stream, if you go back to that screenshot, we have one other cop on the side who was dead staring this man in the face. And the other cop who is trying to hide behind his face.
There's 3 officers at the event here.
It screams a lot to me without knowing any of the answers.
What does that mean?
One person seems very upset. The other person doesn't want to be involved in this.
Oh, you think this guy over here, the black dude next to the cop, is not into this?
Yes, black officer, and then the person who has now just like moved his body around to be behind him.
I don't know if that guy speaks at some point. I never know what I'm looking at when I look at these guys. You know what you're like. This guy's got 4 stars on his collar. I don't know what the hell that means. This guy's got 2.
He's a good Uber driver.
I'm going to say 4 stars, 2 stars, 1 star. That means 1, 2, 3 is the way they go. But let's see if they switch it over.
That we're not there for that purpose, and that if they have something they need us to be able to address, we're there for them. As far as the big picture of what can I recommend they do or not do, that's something. It's a federal issue, and the federal authorities have the right to be able to do what they're doing.
Good luck.
As far as people are worried about the violence that we're seeing. This violence that I've seen is disgusting. It's escalated now since the beginning of this incident. What we saw the first night was bad. What we've seen subsequent to that is getting increasingly worse and more violent.
Damn.
Tonight we had individuals out there shooting commercial-grade fireworks at our officers. That can kill you. And we have...
I like how they keep bringing up the fireworks, and they're like, that can kill you, which, sure, yeah, I get you. But the rocks can kill you. Yeah. They're throwing rocks at the heads of these police officers. That can absolutely kill these people. I know it kind of seems silly if you're like, oh, they're throwing rocks at them. But legit, like they're breaking up bricks, like cinder blocks and stuff. And they were on top of a bridge throwing them down at law enforcement, trying to hit them in the head. So it's like, obviously... There's a shot that can end up killing these people, I think.
By the way, the 4 stars typically denotes the chief of police.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay, what's 2? Does it say what 2 is?
A deputy chief of police, the second highest rank, is often denoted by 2 silver stars. So I don't know if there's any 3-star people walking around, but they need to be looked at because something's wrong there.
By the way, I'm pretty sure all these cops are probably on the same page. They don't want people attacking their fellow officers, and they probably are upset by some of the stuff that rolled out here when things just turned to hell. But let us know what you think. We got a ton of stuff to talk about on that front, and we'll hit that throughout the show today. Let's go quickly to the box office. The box office this weekend, some money rolling in for a little movie, as Courtney's mother pronounces it, when she went to go with her nieces, or her granddaughters, I should say. Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, cute.
Bringing in $32 million this weekend. That movie has done pretty well. I was wondering, and I was very curious, how Ballerina would do. It got the second spot. It's kind of flopping a little bit compared to what they thought it would be.
Ballerina is a spinoff of something, right?
Boy, this is a difficult one because it's kind of like in the John Wick universe.
Okay.
And
that's what I thought I read.
Some people, from what I saw,
the full title is From the World of John Wick, Ballerina.
Ballerina, right.
John Wick's got it.
And in the trailer, they had Keanu Reeves, obviously, from John Wick, but he's not really in the movie that much. So I think some people were like, well, what are you trying to do here? I still say John Wick movies are an absolute, congratulations, you guys did a great job. Yeah. But after the first 2 or so, it's just like a Jackie Chan movie. to me. It's like very impressive fight scenes over and over and over and over again.
3 was supposed to be really good.
I've watched all of them. From my experience watching those movies, it's just a long fight. The whole thing is like fighting over a gun. Now I got a knife. We're in the library. I'm stabbing you with a book.
Bro.
You don't kill somebody's puppy is a big lesson. But Ballerina number 2 with a disappointing $25 million. Mission Impossible Week 3, $15 million. Karate Kid Legends, C-Lane's favorite movie. He went out there to watch it. $8.7 million. And then Final Destination Bloodlines. The movie that I keep seeing all these like weird posts about is The Phoenician Scheme.
Come again?
But I'm pretty sure The Phoenician Scheme is another movie that I'll never watch by who's the dude? Wes Anderson, I think, who just makes
I love Wes Anderson.
Beautiful movies that are boring as hell.
Some of them are funny and quirky, but some of them are very boring. I understand that.
Like they are gorgeous to look at, but when I watch them, I'm like,
not really looking at it, man.
Falling asleep,
it's a bigger
man.
message.
So there you go. That's the box office. We got tons of stuff to talk about. Hit us up with your comments. You can send what we call a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. We got to talk about something that went down this weekend. I'll give you more updates on the riots in Los Angeles and everything that happened there that you missed. Lots of stuff as the show rolls on today, so stick with us. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you...
Sitting on Colonial.
Let's go, Mike. Hang tight, let's go, Mike. Hello. Uh-oh. I think it's working. Oh no, it crashed. Hey. All right, little cameraman. All right, come with me. Yeah, there you are. Adorable. How long until Lilo and Stitch are canceled? Illegal aliens and brown skin everywhere? Too adorable. Too adorable. It's not going to happen. Alicia says, what's up, Sean? Hey, Alicia. All right, we're back in a couple of minutes. Question. How many of you watched any of the coverage last night, YouTube or otherwise, of the riots in Los Angeles? How many watched any of this coverage? I want to get an idea of who's tuned into this. Biggest news flash, Sean got a haircut. Damn right. Look. I mean, remember the thing? Remember the flip? Protesting should never turn into rioting. I am not pro-riot. People are scared. Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, Los Angeles is probably used to a lot of this crap because they tend to light up every 60 days or so. But yes, it's ridiculous. It's insane. E-Fresh Rock says, your show is the first I've heard of this. Lies. There's no shot. I've been watching golf both ends to see jaded perspective. Eddie, I don't know what that means, but I did watch a little golf yesterday. I did. I saw like something go into like a 4, like the equivalent of a golf 4 overtime. I saw it. Sam says, I had no idea they were going on. We were at the beach. Good for you, my friend. Good for you. Get out there and enjoy the world. Don't worry about these folks out there burning their city to the ground. By the way, waving the Mexican flag at these events is literally the dumbest thing you can do. It makes me want to grab the flagpole and just yeet every one of them, even if they're Americans, especially if they're Americans, right over the border. Just every one of them. Kurt says, I was relaxing. What was going to see any news on a Sunday night going to do for me besides cause stress? I could see it the next morning. True. Charlie Jip says, Sean is moving to California to riot. That's the big news. I can't get down with that. I mean, if there was like a riot room where I could go inside and riot and, didn't actually screw up things and hurt people, that I would do. It's their right to do so, Lawson. TF. It's their right to light cars on fire and to destroy their city? No, that's not their right. No, it's not. No, and anybody who wants to take part in riots like this whilst condemning the American flag and burning the American flag and waving the Mexican flag and saying, I don't swear any allegiance to the American flag, only the green, white, and red from Mexico, can kiss my ass. Those people, gone. Bye. See you later. Sorry. Adios, muchacho. Don't move the goalpost? What do you mean? All my Mexican flags are being used as shop rags and toilet paper. I don't care what they do with Mexican flags in Mexico, but you can bet your dick if you went to Mexico City with 5,000 Americans and burned everything to the ground and you were waving American flags and saying, down with Mexico, I serve the red, white, and blue, they'd probably shoot your ass, right? All right, here we go. We're coming back, friends. Here we go. All right.
Paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app.
We are professional
today.
grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the news.
Didn't get much sleep myself last night. And I know a lot of people that get sleep this weekend because Shakira was in town.
Oh, gosh. A lot of people had feelings about Shakira.
They're like, well, I don't understand why this bass is heard from all this way.
Why of all performers is Shakira that, like, Shakira comes to town, everybody, and in the wake of the Shakira performance, all of this city is like, I didn't sleep a wink. Shakira was so loud. It was unbelievable.
All right.
And I thought, like, Shakira doesn't seem, maybe I'm wrong, she doesn't seem like a particularly loud kind of concert.
This is what annoys me about the whole algorithm on Facebook. And like a lot of times stuff that's happening right now, I won't hear about until the next day, and there were people were bitching about it. And it's like, I would like to go outside and see, can I hear Shakira?
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, because of the same kind of timeline you're on, C-Lane, I didn't realize Shakira was in town.
Yeah.
Because I didn't hear anything,
saw people
and
bitching
I
about
wish
it.
I would have gone.
I mean, I go outside once a day anyhow to see if I can hear Shakira, just in case. Okay? No, nothing today. No.
Every day I, pick up my son, walk out to put him in the car, but I stop for 2 seconds to go, Shakira?
No, Shakira.
No, check
And I love this story because how does this like perfectly ties in with so many things. The story from Channel 2, I think, or Channel 6, said from Click
6
Orlando.
was where I saw the most people bitching about it on Facebook. Like, there were all people from 6. No.
Look, it says, did Saharan dust amplify the music at the Shakira concert? And I was like, wait, what is that? I know C-Lane's been talking about this Saharan dust, but I didn't know that it might make a concert louder. How many things can happen? This is starting to be like climate change. You can blame a lot of stuff on this if you want to.
Yeah, Saharan desert.
The Saharan dust.
Lightened dust, sorry.
By the way, I thought that was
Desert to
wasn't it supposed to dry us out? We had like a lot of stormy
Speak
weather.
for yourself, bud.
We had a lot of weather that was like real rough for any kind of Saharan dust to be up there. This says numerous complaints were posted online about the noise coming from Shakira's nearly sold-out concert Wednesday night.
Shakira.
Among them, News 6's Justin Wormuth, who lives a few miles away from the stadium, posted on Facebook about the noise level. The Shakira concert at Camping World Stadium sounds like she's playing in my driveway, he wrote.
I mean, this is not Camping World Stadium's first rodeo, so why this one in particular? There are some authorities that would say lower it down, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think so, yeah. And we usually see this with
EDC.
Electric Daisy Carnival. Yeah, like boom, 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 like
and fireworks.
The electronic artists pumping bass and stuff. We see people go, oh, it's just too much. One News 6 viewer reached out and said, thanks for acknowledging the noise from the Shakira concert as a legitimate news story. I live in College Park next door to Lake Silver Elementary, and it sounded like the concert was emanating from my neighbor's backyard. I don't know. I mean, they end these things pretty early. Am I the crazy one here? Because I would be like, sweet, free Shakira concert right now.
Yeah.
I can go out of my backyard, maybe like kick up the grill, hop in the pool, listen to a little free Shakira. Tickets are expensive to concerts nowadays, so I would enjoy that, but maybe you folks got battered by that. Do let us know. Sean on YouTube says, old news, Wasson. This? What? What are you,
over the weekend.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's a Monday, man. We're downloading on you what was happening here over the weekend. So there you go. There was a lot of people complaining about that. When they weren't complaining about that, they were watching in droves the stuff unfolding in Los Angeles, and there was a lot of it that was pretty interesting, actually, to see. We heard from the police. There was another piece of information, a video that I saw where, I don't know if this was WCNC, if it was their reporter or another reporter, but they had a guy out on the street, and in the middle of his report, he's like, we're out here, we're doing this, and there's a riot going on. And a mortar exploded behind him. And I don't know if he was prepared for this, but yeah, I'll bring it to you. Here we go. This is the moment.
Now, the first-hand look at some of those dangerous fireworks that you just heard the chief mention. Take a look at this.
Well, the chaos here in downtown Los Angeles continues tonight. I got to say, it doesn't feel like the LA we all know and are familiar with. This feels like some sort of...
Now, strangely enough, they have something censored here in their news report, and I don't know if it's the cops or the rioters, or I don't know who it is.
Person planking?
Oh, speaking of that...
I just threw something out there. What are you talking about?
Hang on. Don't show my laptop, Celine. Give me a second. I'll send this to both of you, all right? We'll do a a quick side quest, which sometimes we do on the show.
Side quest.
Yeah, this one's definitely worth it for you. Hang on, we can't put this up for anybody else,
because of naked.
Yeah.
Just blur it out or call it art.
I don't know if this lady. I feel like this lady wasn't even necessarily protesting the same stuff. But she was having a good time. Hang on, give me just a second here. I got to find the exact.
Beep, boop, keyword boobs.
Okay, there was a lady who was out in the protests, and she was completely naked, and I mean like completely naked, and she had a. Well, there was none, but yeah, there would have been were that to have been the case. Hold on, I got to search for this. I'm going to just search for nude protest, but don't show my laptop.
I'm not showing your laptop.
Okay, here we go.
I just showed your laptop.
That bookmarks bar.
You guys, you know what I'm sending here, so don't act like this is unsolicited nude.
Unlike the other ones you've sent.
Reporting it.
All right, there you go. That lady was. I don't know if she was just ready to go. This lady is completely naked.
Oh, they deleted it.
The one I just sent, they did?
I just clicked the link, and it said...
No, it says content warning, but I can hit show.
Yeah, hit show. And she has two signs. One says, I am God, and it has like a little pyramid with an eyeball on it. And the other one says, let's do ayahuasca. So I was like, all right, what's this lady up to?
Okay, now I see it.
I mean, she's only wearing shoes. Are those Crocs? I think she might be wearing Crocs. I can't tell.
Crocs and socks.
Ankle socks.
Crocs and socks, and that is it. This woman is straight up naked in the streets of Los Angeles in the middle of the protest, blocking
and honestly,
traffic.
If you cropped it right above her exposed breasts, it'd be a good LinkedIn photo. I mean, she seems to be very happy.
Okay, I could show.
Here, I'll put a bar over it.
I could show this. Wait, I could show this. There you go, Celia. This is.
Oh, that's boring.
I'll be very careful. It says, I am God, and let's do ayahuasca. Is this woman? It says, I'm not sure why she's naked, but a nude woman does make the anti-ICE protest more entertaining, says this particular post. All right, stay away from me. I'm going back to where I was. All right, now let's go back to the reporter. Side quest over.
This was a good side quest, guys.
I hope you enjoyed it.
No one got to see boobs.
Mostly for us. You guys could put nude protest into x.com/Twitter if you want to see it yourself. But here's the reporter when a firework goes off.
Third world conflict zone. I mean, we have fires burning in the middle of intersections. We have police and law enforcement agencies under constant attack by these protesters. They have had rocks hurled through the windscreen. They are firing fireworks directly at officers who have.
That guy held it together quite well.
He did.
He gets some kudos for that. He held it together quite well. He didn't curse. He didn't even scream or seem to jump. Yeah,
that was professional. He's like, it's a third world country on the streets of Los Angeles, and bam, this thing just explodes behind him.
All right, I just sent you a censored photo.
Okay, hang on.
I feel like that's a pretty good.
What's crazy? Censor. Yeah, it was. Yeah, for sure. Hold on, Celia. Give me a second to get this.
Thank you.
Thank you for this. All right, here's the lady.
What, did you just type an equal sign over her?
No, I moved bars where they needed to be put.
I mean, do you think this? I'm serious when I say, I feel like this lady didn't even really know what the protest was about. Her signs say, I am God, and let's do ayahuasca. I think that she maybe was
had it scheduled ahead of time. It just so happens that the protests were around the same time that she was going to proclaim herself as God and do ayahuasca.
Is she on ayahuasca in the middle of a protest / riot on the street?
You had to be in some sort of hut and you have a bucket next to you because you're throwing up and pooping at the same time.
Sometimes, yeah, I think that could be the case from time to time. Let me pop this up on See It Now. I'll put this up for you guys during the break so you can take a look at this lady. She's just out there. And she's enjoying the world in a much more different and aggressive way, probably, than you might. It's just how she is. She wants ayahuasca.
How aggressive is this? She is smiling from ear to ear.
Can you die from ayahuasca? Somebody just did, didn't they? I believe I just saw a news story where somebody died from ayahuasca.
You could die from too much water, so anything's possible.
Yes, very true.
You still get a wee, though, right?
All right, folks, there it is. I posted that up on See It Now, but it's a risky click, all right? When you go to See It Now and click that link, just know that don't do it at work.
He said
Don't,
click.
Yeah, click, C-L-I-C-K. Don't do that at work. But that dude almost got completely blown up. Let's go back to him one more time. It just kept it together like a
constant attack by these protesters. They have had rocks hurled through the windscreen. Boom! And now they are firing fireworks directly at officers who have backed off of.
It's only the international reporters that are getting all of these headlines.
What gives,
all
man?
The Americans or locals are like, we out. We got nothing.
Technically, the Los Angeles reporters probably have more experience with these kind of situations. Like, rule number 1, don't get too close to an intersection. Rule number 2, they know what they're doing, I think. It becomes a whole thing. Like I said, they were out there doing some looting, I guess, at some point, smashing into stores. Obviously, this is just terrible behavior. This is some of it here on ABC 7.
Not taking part in the protest, but perhaps exploiting it for their own ends, like people you see here that are looting this store. They're stealing sneakers, and they're going to be selling them. And they're being caught on video from various locations on both sides of the street. And so there's a good chance
guy know they're going to sell them?
Yeah, he's like, we know what's going on here. This is the same network that said, well, they're just having a good time watching cars burn. Yeah. Do we need to escalate this? I don't know if we need to escalate this. This is what they do in Los Angeles. They literally escalate things because the cops don't generally do anything. They don't do anything. They step back, and the politicians don't care. And then they also know, and this is one of the biggest problems, that I would bet if it's not federal charges that some of these people get hit with, if it's local or state charges, that let's see if the prosecutors even go after them. They probably drop charges against a lot of these people, even though there's clearly illegal stuff going on. Even though there was people like plowing into other people with their vehicles, even though, that people were lighting cars on fire, attacking people. There was one woman who, I got to be honest here, I'm going to call it bad idea of the day. I don't even have the footage.
Bad idea of the day.
It just, it doesn't matter what side you're on, but this was just a bad idea. The woman goes out into the middle of all this stuff, and she was against the protesters because her family member was killed by an illegal immigrant, and they mobbed this lady. Like, they went full force after her. I'll try to bring that up during the break. We have a lot of stuff to hit on. Somehow we'll get to more of that. Plus, an update on a story we were following big time last week. This is an important update, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
At Fox 35, Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Monday, we are going to be expecting hot.
Let's go, Mike Squad. Folks, exciting news. Little cameraman, miniature cameraman, follow me. Exciting news for approximately 2 of you. Not about my haircut, but the new video switcher is going to be arriving tomorrow, and then I think Austin, tech guy extraordinaire, builder of a lot of this studio, actually, is going to be installing it possibly this week. Possibly this week. So that will allow us, when we get everything dialed in, so many more visuals, multi-camera shots, moving graphics, like some really cool shit. I think you're gonna dig it. All right, we're back in 3 minutes. Eddie says, using American troops on the U.S. population, wow. I mean, is that very surprising? Are you surprised? Especially if the state or the city, in this case,
can't wrangle things in and get control. That's literally what the feds do. That's what they do. The only misnomer, just like other issues in these cities, a lot of them left-leaning cities, that's just the way it plays out because they have some really shitty policies, with homeless people, Gavin Newsom shows you they can clean that shit up in a day. They can make the city beautiful again and make it better. They can stop these people from doing this. They can round up some people. They can make examples of them. And they can stop the violence and rioting in their city. But much like previous times, they don't really actually care. They don't. Jeremy says, welcome to Nerd Talk. You will like it, and you will get more of it. Catching up, just seeing the riots now, is watching tennis. Hey, Fernando, did you see that tennis match that went on for... Somebody correct me on this because I don't think I'm exactly right. I'm always trying to stay on the facts as close as I can. But wasn't there a tennis match this weekend that went on for 4 hours or something? 4 hours? Ryan says, Sean is highlighting a lot of negative stuff that may or may not be happening. Any video of peaceful protesting? Is it not happening, or is it not getting the same kind of traction? Well, quite obviously, number one, there is peaceful protesting that goes along with this. But as not even as it gets dark, really just as they get more and more bigger in number and more emboldened, they just end up going violent. And obviously that's going to draw more of an audience. And I think it's fine to categorize the event as a violent one. Jason says 4 or 5 hours. It's crazy. You imagine playing for that long? All right, we're coming back, everybody. Show resumes in just a minute.
Increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral. Online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
Yes, that's right. You can watch all of this, believe it or not. Go even further behind the scenes, and I'll even talk with you during the breaks on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. An update on a story that we talked about last week, and I think an exciting update that you're going to love here momentarily on the show. But I got to tell you, just a quick note for everybody. And this, I'm only talking to actual fans of this show. We are getting our order ready for the merch drop that we just did. And it turns out we had to add a handful more shirts to the order to get over this particular line and help out and get things done faster. So we've popped those up in the store. Now, as of right now, I believe there are 65. That's it. 65 items.
That's
shirts,
64
tank
now.
tops.
64 now.
Probably. And you can grab them, but get them literally right now, because I'll count them down throughout the day. And as soon as those are done, C-Lane's going to pause the store and then put our official order in so we can get them hand screen printed in the United States of America, friend. How beautiful is that? What a wonderful, wonderful thing. Unbelievable. Minnesota. Employing actual human beings to do the work here in the United States of America. So there's, as I said, I think there's 65 more, probably less than that right now. Get yours and the magnet and sticker that comes along with right now over at thenewsjunkie.com. Click merch, and I'll keep you up to date on how many we have left as the show goes on. But those are going to go very, very quickly. thenewsjunkie.com/merch. Let's take it to the air, everybody.
Woohoo!
Why?
Why?
We have an update. We have an update. You'll know what's going on as soon as you see this on the video screen.
There's a zebra in a bag.
Zebra in a bag. There it is. Imagine what this thing is thinking right now. Take a look at this.
I almost got away with it if it wasn't for those pesky punk kids.
They got the zebra. It's been captured. The runaway pet zebra that we discussed on the show that was on the loose for more than a week in Tennessee and became an internet sensation in the process was captured on Sunday. Ed the zebra was captured safely after being located in a pasture near a subdivision in central Tennessee.
All right, but tell me they're giving it back to the people who had it for all of 48 hours before
I
it
hope
escaped.
not. You know what? I hope not. I don't see where they're bringing this thing. Or is that what they're doing? You might have to find another story because the one I have doesn't say what they're actually doing with the zebra. But they caught it and they put it in a bag and they attached it to a helicopter. And they're flying this zebra. It's like
he's so defeated.
I bet you're wondering how I got here. This is like Madagascar, you know? what am I looking at here? Who was it? Was it who did the voice of the zebra in the Madagascar movies?
You were asking the wrong guy.
Chris Rock? Was it Chris Rock?
I believe so.
It might be Chris Rock, but I think it could have been.
3, 2, 1, and I still don't. Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, yeah, he's up there.
And Thomas Stanley for the child version.
Oh,
and Madagascar Escape to Africa.
Oh yeah. I liked a couple of those movies. The Madagascar movies were very nice, enjoyable, funny. That's like I like to move it. You know that guy, that whole thing.
One more time.
I think I gave you enough there. Yeah.
Now in the story on WSMV. It's saying the owners confirmed that Ed the zebra, previously named Zeke, I guess, has officially been captured. And it says the owner said a team from Texas was able to capture him within an hour after finding him in a pasture near I-24. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say, like, we have him back.
You know, Kevin on YouTube makes a good point here, C-Lane. And he says, if so, those people are going to get a huge helicopter bill. I don't know if they would charge them for that, but they shouldn't they? Like,
is there no better way to transport a zebra? A zebra can fit in a horse.
It says
trailer.
But
forget about just the helicopter part of it alone. The idea that all of these resources went into finding these people's zebra when they had no idea clearly what they were doing and couldn't keep it secured. Right. I feel like they should have to pay for that.
I feel like they shouldn't get the zebra back.
Yeah, it says it was flown by helicopter to a waiting animal shelter, so maybe it's not going back to the owners. It should.
This poor thing. For God's sake, can we find like the ultimate reserve, put this zebra on it, and leave him alone for the rest of his zebra life? Just let him enjoy himself. He doesn't want to
be there, obviously.
He kind of wanted to be in this little field in this subdivision, just hanging out with everybody. You know, as bad as his rep is as a zebra, he was out there just kind of chilling, and they got him. They scooped him up. And all is well in the world of the zebra. So we hope the best for you. What was his previous name? I'm not giving him the name that these people who had him for 5 seconds. Ed is out. Zeke is in. Zeke, good luck to you, buddy. Have a good life out there. The runaway pet zebra. Okay, we are going to get to some of your dispatches. We'll see what you have to say about what's happening in the world in just a moment here on the show. Another person in the target of ICE. Another person who you may know. Now, you probably don't know this person's name. We've talked about it many times on the show, but I'll try my best. KB Lame? KB Lame?
Is this the TikTok guy?
The TikTok guy. The guy who's like, he's an Italian black dude, and he does TikTok. He's the best TikToker. He's the number one TikToker guy.
What is his
He's like somebody does something overcomplicated, and then he shows you how simple it is and shrugs his shoulders and,
Yeah, like if you had some elaborate machine that was designed to automatically peel a banana, and then he would just like hold up a banana and peel it.
Look at you.
Very deadpan.
And just as viral as it can get. And also detained by ICE, according to Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Problem is, Syringe Lame, which is his name, 25 years old, a citizen of Italy, had overstayed his visa in the United States of America. And they talked with him, and they granted him a voluntary departure, and he has since left Las Vegas, Nevada. Don't know what he was doing there, but he hasn't talked about what was going on here. I didn't even know he was in America. I didn't know. It says, on June 7th, Lame posted several times to his Instagram story, including a post at a bookstore holding a book. He also wished the top athlete a happy birthday, but he hasn't addressed the fact that ICE confronted him and got his TikTok ass out of the country for overstaying a visa. You can't do that, buddy. Sorry. No such luck. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you are the star of the show. We've got a couple of things in our sights. One thing I want to talk about restaurants. We've got, of course, more about Los Angeles and what's going down. Are there going to be more riots today? Are there going to be riots in other cities? And what's going down with this huge planned military parade that Trump is working on? Will there be some additional drama surrounding that? It looks like that might be the case. We'll get you all up to speed on everything happening, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's an accident getting cleared up on the ramp from I-95 northbound at International Speedway Boulevard. The right turn lane's blocked on Severin Boulevard at Palm Springs Drive. The right lane's blocked on John Young Parkway northbound near the beach line there. Traffic still slowing down on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is...
And even kids love.
Welcome to the studio. Skull Mike Squad, mount up. Quick news for you. Little miniature cameraman, follow me around here. Quick news, everybody. David says, where do I find the promo code for merch? David, I think we're down to about 50, so act fast. Go on to thenewsjunkie.com and look in the featured section, and you'll see the promo code, okay? Right there in the featured section on thenewsjunkie.com. Thank you. News for you, chat. For those of you who have gifted secret shows or subscribed to secret shows while we had the Skull Mike Squad magnets, all of those have been mailed out. Every single one of them has been mailed out as of this weekend. So I hope you get yours very soon, maybe even today. Feral Kitten says, thanks, Sean, I got my shirt. But those stickers, the Skull Mike Squad stickers, for this community are now out there and on the way to you. So don't thank me, even though it took me forever. And I fought with the printer until I bled everywhere. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? I fought with the printer. I got blood on like half of those orders. But were they made in the USA? Designed in the USA, made in Pakistan. I don't know that many shirts, like ours are from a brand called Next Level. I don't know that many merch shirts are actually like made in the United States of America. I could look into that. It would be worth looking into. But we hire a local printer who does old-fashioned screen printing. They have a massive setup. It's a great company, hiring a lot of people, paying them good wages. It makes the shirts a little bit more expensive for us, but it's good. It's worth it. So they're going to be printing those out this week and shipping them off to you. I'll ship them off to you. Jeremy says there's 50 more, but probably more if C-Lane doesn't take the link down until later this week. No, those are going to only last today. Like they will maybe be for the next hour or two. A blood magnet, a blood pact. Next Level is a good brand. It's a quality shirt. They make nice shirts. Tiger on YouTube says these riots will continue as long as they are forcefully removing people from sanctuary cities. And as the current government threatens more escalation, they will happen more and more. Until you start throwing people in jail. You break the law, you light a Waymo on fire, you smash the windows out of a building, you loot, you go to jail. And if the state and the locals don't get you, the feds should get you and you should go to jail. Trust me, it's the great deterrent. It really is a simple thing. It's the great deterrent. Throw people in jail. But there's a reason why these cities don't actually do it. They don't actually throw people in jail a lot of times. And it's because they, like Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, I think they agree with these assholes. I think they're fine with it. I don't think they want to throw anyone in jail. I think they're scared of that portion of their voting audience. I believe it. Okay, just ordered my dad a shirt too, so that kind of helps. Well, thank you very much. Beefy King says, Sean, more lightweight zip-up hoodies, please. Yes, Beefy King. I mean, it's summer, but yeah, I feel you. I would like to request a Skull Mike sticker from someone next time I ask for drugs, please and thank you. We might be able to make that happen. I think there's a reason why these protests happen. What? Because I'll tell you what the reason is. What do you think it is? What do you think the reason is? Go ahead. Thank you, David. Just ordered a tube top. Anything can be a tube top if you shape it right. Anything can be a tube top. MFQ, what's the reason you think this happened? They're a litmus test of something? Now, one of the reasons why stuff like this happens is particularly in these areas, in Paramount, California, it's 80% Hispanic. It's 80%. 80% Hispanic people in this portion of LA County, I believe. 80%. That's where a lot of this gets fired up, and they got, rallied by some Instagram posts. They thought people were just getting randomly scooped up at a Home Depot, which doesn't appear to be true, and then fake news just kind of takes over. And then people get mad.
.com or call 1-855-ELOQUIS.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. The biggest stories of the day in all their glory and insanity. You're listening to the news.
You can join the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a dispatch over there on the website. As I said, we added to finalize and round out our order to get over one of these order lines. we added, I think, 60 shirts, and I think there's already like 65 shirts. And I think already 15 of those are gone just in the last break. So
hot merch.
Those will go. They will go during the show
I had
today.
to throw away the song. Now I gotta go find it again.
Away. Don't worry. No, keep it for next time. Keep it for next time. But go get those at this last minute while you can. We're going to shut that down. If you go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit merch and grab yours, and then all of them will be printed here in the United States of America in just a couple of days. Keeping some people in jobs. It is a crazy weather day in the United States of America. How wild is this? There are as many as 4 states today that may get winds of 100 miles per hour or more. 4 states, winds of 100 miles per hour or more, which is pretty stunning to think about. It's across the United States, and Texas, New Orleans, those 2 states are under severe thunderstorm watches. Then portions of New York also in the mix. And the 4th state, I don't see here. Oh, Pennsylvania. Those are the 4 states.
Philly?
And they're going to be seeing a whole bunch of rain and maybe winds of as high as 100 miles per hour, which I usually only associate with hurricanes, honestly.
Right.
I think
Good day to fly a kite.
Yeah. When I think about the triple-digit winds, I think about hurricanes. I think about that's where that's coming from. But be careful out there today, no matter where you are. Let us know what's going on in your world. A little bit of confusion.
I think a little asterisk on that, because if they're in the middle of the 100-mile-an-hour hurricane winds, do you want them to send a dispatch? Like, are you going to yell at them?
I will allow it, and I think we will appreciate what's going on. It's very similar to the reporter on the Weather Channel, like in the middle of things.
Tie is down.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's brave, but be careful out there for sure. We don't want anybody dying. We don't want that happening. Be nice and safe as best you can. I saw this and I thought, this is a little confusing. This is a little bit confusing if I'm honest with you. And the story is about AI with students at school. And I know you students are on, you're on break right now for summer, a lot of you. But there's a bunch of people who are struggling through school, maybe not struggling so much, but using AI in various ways. And now one university, and the university is Ohio State University.
OH?
Says starting this year that all students must be fluent in AI to graduate.
Are you
all
fluent in that?
Which is kind of weird because, yes, number one, Sabrina's right. How are you fluent in AI?
I think there's a skill to building a good prompt for your AI. And I've even seen people build a prompt to ask AI to build you a better prompt for what you're doing.
I've done that.
I think that might be what people mean by fluent in AI. Like, do you know how to operate the AI to best get the result that you want?
It's kind of crazy. This story says that Ohio State University is saying every single student will now become fluent in AI with a new program that they're working on. Here's the story from WCMH. While other schools have been cracking down on students using AI, Ohio State University says all of its students will be using it starting this fall. I think they're right. This is what I've been saying. What you tell your students, we are not dumb. We understand that AI exists, and we understand that you're going to use it. And much like we let you use a calculator to do your work, as long as you can kind of show that you have a grasp of the topic, we'll let you use AI. We want you to be good at using AI. I think knowing how to successfully use AI, much like C-Lane outlined, I think that will be every bit as important as knowing how to use email or anything else and making yourself employable. Through AI fluency, Ohio State students will be bilingual, they said. Does that really count as bilingual? Fluent in both their major field of study and the application of AI in that area, says the vice president of the school. Ohio State's AI Fluency Initiative will embed AI education throughout the undergraduate curriculum. The program will prioritize the incoming freshman class and onward in order to make every Ohio State graduate fluent in AI and how it can be responsibly applied to advance their field. So there they go. Now, as far as you folks, our folks in chat, or folks who are hanging out with us today on the show, would you consider yourself fluent in AI or no? It's really hard for me to get a grasp on how the average person feels about this thing in particular, because I'm deep into the AI world. Sabrina uses AI a lot. C-Lane uses AI a lot.
I'm absolutely deep as well. But I've used, I do like research. What is the best prompt to be the most efficient in whatever task I'm trying to accomplish?
Yeah. I mean, you could
also,
see.
I feel like my AI is getting to know me a little bit and how I like things they're done.
Isn't that creepy? It's so creepy.
I'm about it, though. I feel like I have an assistant that I pay $20 a month for. Not too bad.
I know. They'll be like, actually, we know that you do this and this. And, well, being as we know your equipment that you often use for karaoke includes X, Y, and Z. It's crazy,
I'm
man.
getting my house tented for the old termites.
Oh, yeah.
When I get back from Bonnaroo.
Are you getting the super termites? The ones where the two termite families have
I don't know.
joined
I
together?
saw a couple wings, and I said, this is the information that I have. Here are the pictures. And they're like, looks like we have to tent the whole thing. That being said,
it's annoying.
As far as the packet they give you, they're like, here's some guidelines that don't give you a lot of information. So this morning, I was like, ChatGPT, what do I have to take out of my house? Be specific. Also note the animals.
Right.
And they went by Carl, Celine, and Luna.
I love it. I love that. I think that's very, very interesting and useful. But I had an idea for a business this weekend, and Courtney told me it was my dumbest business idea yet. It was my dumbest business idea.
Are you going to tell us what the idea is, or is this like confidential?
No. I'm actually, it's just perfect timing because of what Sabrina said. So I'll pitch you Shark Tank style what my idea was.
All right.
And then we'll see if you were like, oh, okay. But afterwards, Courtney goes, it's not feasible. It's the worst idea you've had in a long time.
All right, let's go.
All right. I'm here today to present to you.
Okay, first of all, stop and start it off properly. Hey, sharks.
Hey, sharks. Hey, shark. Okay. Sorry, I'll go back. I'll turn back around.
Reverse.
All right. Hey, sharks. I'm here today to present to you my new breakthrough invention. Everybody at some point in time has to deal with the unfortunate tenting of your house due to termites. Nobody likes being the house that has the tent on top. So that's where my company, Mega Cool Tents, comes into play. We go out to your house and take a picture of the facade, and then we print the facade on the tent. So when the tent is on your house, no one even knows your house has been tented. Out of here with the circus tents of yesteryear, and in with whatever I called this company moments ago on my pitch. That's my idea. Your house is printed on the outside of the tent.
How much do you want us to invest?
I would like
out.
What? I didn't even say $100 for 0.62% of my company.
That wasn't your business idea. There's no way in hell that was your business.
That's my idea. Yeah.
Are you getting your house tented? What made you bring that up over the weekend?
We went by a house that was tented, and I go, why do they make them all look like circus tents? Why don't they make them look like the house that they're covering?
Because then people would try to open the door, and there's poison in there.
No, there's a big sign that still says poison, stay out, all that. But it doesn't have to look like a freak show tent. It could be like, oh, well, the house is just... You walk right by. You don't even notice. Kevin says, I'm sold. Take this one behind the barn and shoot it, says H.A. Soup. C-Lane is not impressed. C-Lane, are you not an investor in this idea?
It seems like, are you going to have to print a new one for every house that you tent?
You bet. And then what do you do with that, sucker?
That's what she took issue with. In my world...
3D projector, now we're talking.
That's actually a good idea. Actually,
Thank you
it
so
makes
much.
things there.
Now
Scratch my original idea. We project your house on your house, and we make it look. You walk by and go, "Whoa! All right, house is still there. Nothing is different. It's not a circus tent out there." I think it's something. I think we're something.
Now with the projection technology, you could take it even further. I might be in on this if we project the house onto the house and then run some scheduled advertising.
That covers the payment.
Yeah, right.
Or we have like a kind of like a live shot of all the termites as they're being exterminated.
Like
one giant one crawls, but then you walk by 2 days later and it's like dying. It's just
slowly but
last
surely.
couple breaths.
Let's go to TikTok HQ, where allegedly a very annoying, very poisonous TikToker lady is crying outside of TikTok headquarters after getting banned. She is very upset.
She went to the actual place.
She went to the HQ.
That works.
And I'll tell you, it just so happened that somebody videotaped her.
In
right?
China?
No. The American
in,
headquarters.
Right?
Or, C-Lane, to your point, it could just be any building ever because nobody actually knows where this person is. And it's not a coincidence that somebody's filming her because I'm sure this is for her. She's I need my TikTok account unbanned.
Who's she on the phone with?
I think maybe she said dad, but this bitch is bad. She's a terrible human being. You might have seen her in a video where she found this poor woman who couldn't swim and she pushed her in the water. I don't know if you guys saw this. This was terrible. Like, it's absolutely terrible
this
behavior.
Is such a setup.
Yeah. And the lady was out with her on the water and then she runs.
It's not.
She just shoves her in. Like, who knows? Did they make a deal beforehand? She bet her. She's like, jump in. And the lady said, I can't swim. And then she just left.
But she just jumped in.
She jumps into the water.
That's stupid.
And then
how much money does that girl make?
Hopefully none. Hopefully they never give her account back. Hopefully she gets deported with the TikTok guy. Just get her out of here, please. Don't want her in, on the platform or even in this country any longer. Terrible, terrible types of, what do they call them? Social media influencers, I guess is the word that I could use there.
Just want to deport everybody, man.
I want to deport her. There's very particular people that I like, and most of them are Americans, believe it or not. I find myself like the anti-American type are the first people that I really want to go, see you later. Adios, muchacho. I want to say see you later to those people very badly. Maybe that's impossible.
They have the freedom of speech here in America, though, Sean.
Doesn't mean I have to like what they're saying. It doesn't mean I have to go, all right, fine. And these are always the people who want that to be a very one-way street. Like, if they were in power, they would make my opinions so illegal, I would be behind bars in 5 seconds, but they expect me to give them the same service back and forth. Like, no, I will say for you that, I think even things you disagree with matter most. Sometimes it's like, nah, those people I want to see out of here. All right, we got more to get to. We got more to talk about when it comes to Los Angeles and the riots going into the 4th day there. We got the next episode on the way. We got somebody going on a rampage in L.A. that we'll get to. We'll talk about that when we come back, actually, what happened with this vehicle. It's kind of crazy. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a crash getting cleared up on the ramp from I-95 North there.
Go, Mike. Where do you deport Americans to? England? No. I have that all planned out. Remember when in Miami they had the courageous and brazen idea to start Hobo Island? Look this up if you don't believe me. In Miami, they wanted to start an island. They had an island and they were going to put all the hobos on this island to get rid of them because they're an eyesore, for God's sake. They wanted to put all the hobos on the island, but then because there was some pressure and people were mocking the idea, they backed off. I want to bring back Hobo Island, but just for anti-American, anti-free speech themselves, which is one of the problems. All of these fucking lunatics, all right? These people who have just insane, unhinged ideas and would like to put you and me probably behind bars for hours. I would like to take those people and yeet them to Hobo Island. Sean's idea is just Australia 2.0. True. True. Be careful what we wish for. That's called Merritt Island. Yeet some aunts? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, if there's people, these are the people that I don't like, that have an ideology that says they want to completely upend the system. They want, they hate America. They want to, from the inside, dismantle this country and all the things you and I enjoy. And they're going to do it by taking advantage of the empathy of you and I, by us saying like, it's okay. You know, it's about the marketplace of free ideas. Well, they don't give a shit about the marketplace of free ideas. Yeet them off to Hobo Island. Sean, don't you want to upend the system? No. No. No, I want to take that ray gun, I'll call it a ray gun, from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You guys seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? You seen that? I want to take the ray gun from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and blast the federal government with it and just leave safety nets for poor people, things for vets, just like essential safety net structures for Americans that struggle the most, for the lowest among us who are the poorest and need the most help. That's what I want. Ryan says, sucks because it drains empathy for people who need it. Empathy has been too weaponized in our modern culture. It's a major problem. Even the people who are rioting in Los Angeles, a lot of them think they're doing the empathetic and right thing. They do. They think they're doing like something good, like a moral and just thing. Just like, by the way, and you're not gonna like this, just like, as dumb as you might say they were, just like some of the people on January 6th. "90 seconds. I still want that giant oatmeal cookie. I got to go back to those movies. I'm a big fan. Can we deport people to space? Like a Death Star? I don't know, Tommy. That sounds expensive. That sounds like it's going to have a big price tag attached to it. You know what I mean? Would it be worth it? You tell me. All right, we're coming back in 30 seconds.
Unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Orlando, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Maren Morris opens up like never before about why she left country music, and this is an interview you don't want to skip. Plus, did you know Megan Thee Stallion is a huge Sex and the City fan? Well, she sat down with Kristen Davis, and she's got some pretty hot takes on the show. And if you live for true crime Tonight is now on iHeartRadio 5 nights a week, diving deep into the biggest cases and celebrity scandals you don't want to miss.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
The biggest stories of the day in all their glory and insanity. You're listening to the news.
Traveling the world, man. She's out there. You've seen some of her social media posts, I'm sure. She's getting around,
saw
doing
a bunch
some
of stuff
amazing
in
stuff.
Switzerland.
And they're having a great time as a fam.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
just love that.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and also big week for people traveling, I guess. Our friend Fritz is on the move. I don't know if I saw that his wife Darcy was
lovely lady.
I think she was posting that maybe it was Fritz's like first international trip ever or something.
That's crazy.
Yes,
yeah, and
the guy's been in 160 bands and released upwards of 12,000 albums, and he's never even left the country.
He's too busy. He's too busy making things. He's too busy creating to leave the country and go have fun. But he is going to.
I think they're supposed to go to London later on, but I also might be telling too much of their business.
Well, they're going to Costa Rica, is what they posted on social, which sounds. Well, C-Lane just got back from Costa Rica. Did you tell him? Did you give him some?
I didn't know he was going. We didn't talk about Costa Rica. I don't think we talked much about it.
No, yeah, you got to tell him. Do you have any wisdom to impart on Fritz about Costa Rica?
Sleep next to sloths.
That's
all I would do.
Get some chili guaros.
I think the last time I sent you something over the weekend via Instagram, C-Lane, and our last exchange was me geeking out over your Costa Rica sloth story.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go, I saw 5! Exclamation point.
I like that.
Very
That's a good
jelly.
time. Well, I hope they have fun, for sure. National Guard troops have arrived in Los Angeles to slow things down, to quell the protest. At least that's what their hopes are on day 4 of these riots in the LA area. The big question is, will these start spreading to other cities? And I want to know, do you think they will? Do you think this is like the beginning of it? Kind of like during the pandemic when the George Floyd stuff happened and we started to see the cities spiral out of control, and one by one, every city just seemed like a lawless hellscape of people like looting and doing stuff that was against the law. And make no mistake, a lot of the stuff that's happening in Los Angeles is absolutely against the law. There was looting that happened last night. They burned a bunch of cars to the ground. They were out there doing all sorts of stuff that was quite obviously illegal. And I do have a radical opinion. I know it's kind of wild and radical, but I think if you break the law, you should go to jail. It's kind of one of those crazy things that I think. But now they say this is kind of dovetailing with this big parade that's on the way. And the parade is in 5 days. Did you guys even hear anything about this yet? This big parade? So I don't know that we've ever done anything like this, but Trump wants to do a big-ass military parade.
He's been talking about this for a while.
North Korea does stuff like that, right?
He wants to bring out all of the cool stuff that the military has. Millions of pounds, this says. It's got to be way more than that. Of military hardware are expected to roll down the U.S. Capitol streets in less than 2 weeks, fulfilling a dream of President Donald Trump, but also sparking concerns about how the roads of Washington, D.C. will fare under the literal weight of heavy tanks and fighting vehicles. I didn't even think about that. You've got like Panzers or whatever out there just rolling down the streets. Maybe there's some way they can make this a little less rough on the roads, but the largest military parade the city has seen in decades is expected to bring 7 million pounds of vehicles and weaponry, as well as a price tag potentially in the tens of millions of dollars this week. The U.S. Army has started reinforcing the roads that will carry hardware downtown and along the parade route. I don't know why June 14th is what they decided on, but that's what they chose, June 14th. There will be dozens of M1 Abrams tanks and Bradley and Stryker fighting vehicles. I'm not going to pretend to know what that is. I don't know what those are. Bradley fighting vehicles and Stryker fighting vehicles rolling through the streets of D.C., as well as howitzers and other artillery pieces. Nearly 7,000 soldiers are set to participate. So they're going to roll along and put on a show there in June. And word was that there was going to be a bunch of people that were protesting that. Like this was going to be a target for the protest, which I don't know if that's a good look either. It's not quite as bad as the Mexican flags at the riots in L.A., but it's kind of a weird look if it's like, here's our military and, here they are, maybe, albeit like a overdone jingoistic display, to be like, F those people, and we're going to protest that. I don't know. Like a lot of this stuff just doesn't hit with Americans. A lot of this stuff I think is really, really not popular. Like I think the average American looks at Los Angeles and goes, well, hang on, what's happening here? Yeah, do they have the ability to stop this? Yeah, probably. They could, if they didn't agree with a lot of the people that are out there in the streets. And do they, if not, why do they let this go? I think that kind of thing turns off a lot of people. I think the messaging is really, really bad. Like, here's some of the people that were out in the streets in LA last night where they had a Mexican flag and they were burning an American flag. And some dude, he's cursing, so I won't play it. But he says, like, I don't serve the American flag. I pledge allegiance only to Mexico, which it's quite easy for you to hop the border and get back there, cowboy, if you want to. But there was a lot of that going on with some of these more radical people, these anti-American agitators at these protests and riots across California. There were a lot of people passing around video. I think this was when the cops' vehicles were on fire. They were stuck under a bridge for a while, these officers.
Who is Steve and why is he eating? What
Steve is eating right now. He'll be back after. He will.
What does that mean, though?
He needs a snack or he's going to feel faint.
Yes, Steve has been covering the riots for a very long time, C-Lane. All right? He's eating. He'll be back after he gets done eating.
Is this just like Steve TV?
This is
agenda-free Steve TV.
Yep. He was all over this story, I guess, last night. And he showed these vehicles that were burning underneath the bridge.
Steve has clearly never seen a late-night Sean Wasson live stream where, you could just eat and drink right there on the stream.
That's what you should do, Steve. No rules, all right? This guy's too professional over there. But he showed the vehicles under the bridge as everybody was like, they were lighting stuff on fire and then throwing it down over the bridge. And then from what I heard, I think some of the feds that were stuck under this bridge under attack from these people throwing rocks at them and lighting them on fire and stuff, I guess they called for some local backup to try to get the hooligans and the agitators on the bridge away from them. And it took like 45 minutes or something for the locals to get there. I mean, the locals, they've already said that they don't want to work with ICE. They don't want to work with the feds. They want to keep their distance from the deportation stuff. You got cities that they're serving, like what is it? Paramount, California, I think, which has upwards of like 80+% Hispanic population. And so that city is like, we are not participating. For them, they get very worried that the people who live in that city, whether they're there legally or not, are going to get pissed off about this stuff. Mostly people are concerned with just the lawlessness of it all. Like, there was some idiot in a vehicle just driving around like a fool. There's a van right here I'm looking at, and there's two people like throwing stuff at the van, and the van is trying to back in to the people who are throwing stuff at it in the middle of an intersection, just doing reverse donuts, which is a very dangerous move. I don't know what the overall goal was here, and I don't even know if the vehicle might have been stolen or something, but they're doing reverse donuts in the middle of the intersection as people get closer and closer to this vehicle. And I think there already has been people who have died in this whole melee. I think there was one person who was part of the agitators going after a caravan of these DHS and ICE vehicles, and they stood in front of the car and they wouldn't get out of in front of the car. And eventually the car shoved them backwards, and I think their head hit the asphalt.
So plenty of opportunity to avoid that.
Yeah, there was plenty of opportunity for them to not walk in front of a moving vehicle. Right. There was definitely a lot of opportunity for that. But the person, I think they died.
They could have not run over them.
Hang on, let me see. Died, L.A. riot. I don't even know if it'll come up with that. But there was, I believe this person that fell ended up hitting their head very hard, and they certainly didn't move after that. I can't find it, but yeah, there was a story about this. Back in the 92 riots, 63 people were killed total. So they're not putting up those kind of numbers just yet, but it still is something certainly of note to focus on. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do the next episode with Sabrina. Let's find out what's coming up on the next episode.
What's coming up on the next episode? Tommy Boy is going to Ohio. Will Ferrell's going to Broadway, and your baby's name may be going right into the garbage. This week in records we didn't know existed, there are now 3 actors who faced off against an alien, a predator, and a Terminator. Plus, a new game/opinion discussion Would this make you mad or not that bad? Lilo and Stitch edition. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
It's Lilo.
And
Lilo,
that
sorry.
is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
He is always
it is
on TikTok.
It is. Listen, I have shunned most of all of my other social. I am a TikTok guy.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, and happy Monday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And today's going to be a sweltering day. Hot temperatures with highs in the mid-90s, with a high expected today in Orlando of 95 degrees, but feeling closer to the low 100s once we do factor in our humidity. We'll see rain chances only at a 30% for today, but we pick back up as we head throughout the rest of this week, with highs not budging from the low and mid-90s through Friday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by FreshFromFlorida.com.
Go, Mike Squad. How we doing? How we doing on a Monday? Tiniest little cameraman. If you missed it earlier, by the way, if you just kind of tuned in not too long ago, if you were expecting a Skull Mike Squad sticker and magnet, those have all been mailed out. Every one of them. The Step P says it's Monday, so yeah, I feel you. But there's a lot going on at least. We got that. Taja says, let's wave the flag of the country we don't want to be deported back to. It's really, really bad optics at the very least. And on the higher, more aggressive end, it's like flaunting it in people's faces. Like, I hate your country, but you can't tell me not to be here or tell anybody else not to be here. And essentially, I'm just waiting for Mexico to take back this land, right? In big fat air quotes. Big fat air quotes. It hurts the argument that it isn't an invasion. Yeah. I don't think it's a good look. I think Americans, and you might disagree, I think Americans, by and large, absolutely on a fundamental level support peaceful protests. Americans, on average, do not support any sort of like armed insurrection. They do not support any kind of rioting. They certainly don't support looting. These things are incredibly unpopular, right? And the people that are out there attempting to enact some sort of bullshit revolution are LARPing their way through a world that is never going to catch on. These are not popular ideas, right? And I think that most people see the stuff they saw last night and react negatively. Hey, Sean, will Hobo Island be on the Hard Rock app? I hope so. You can have them fight out there. Make some money off them. I'm going to start waving a Sweden flag. Deport me back to Sweden, please. You know, you can have other flags in the United States of America and be respectful. For instance, I just went to a Greek place this weekend. Greek Corner. If you're ever in Orlando, check it out. It's like a really chill little Greek place. You can eat outside. Many of you have been there. Beautiful place. Great gyros and great Greek food. But they have a Greek flag up outside their Greek restaurant. And on top of it, they have an American flag. Nobody cares. That's fine. That's an okay thing. Nobody thinks that they're not Americans. People think, oh, you're both Greek and American. And in America, you can be two things. That's fine. But what people don't like and what I don't like is people saying, F America, F this country, we're going to have a communist revolution in this country. Over my dead body, you're going to have a communist revolution in this country. Over my dead body and a lot of others. All right, let's go. Let's do the next episode. Gamma? Gamma?
Bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This
with Sabrina coming up in just a moment on the show. We'll get to more about what happened in LA. If you missed any of that drama, some good stuff to dig through there. Real quick, we're now down to 40. We got 40 left. We had to bump up one last little batch of these shirts for this merch design to hit one of the quotas we needed to hit for the printer. And it just makes everything easier and gets us to a flat number. So we popped up, I think, 70 or so shirts this morning. There were some of those gone before the show. It's now down to 40. So get the last handful that you can, and then Celine's going to pop that down, and we're going to get those over to the printer, and we'll get those to you before you know. We'll give you updates as we go along. So get them right now. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, click merch. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I like to move it.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
Move it.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. Most importantly, if you're making big decisions, that's refinancing your beautiful home, maybe getting your first big dream home, starting a business, expanding that business, reverse mortgages, HELOCs, and everything in between. Just work with someone who's looking out for you, has your best interest in mind. I cannot reiterate more that the man has your back. He is going to explain the process to you. He has a passion for looking out for the people he loves. And if you're part of the Real Radio family like he is, he loves you and he's looking out for you. Unless, of course, you're a bad person. But I know everyone we're talking to right now are good people.
Gotta be one bad one.
Like a hot dog in July.
Gotta be like, don't you think I have like one mass murderer out there?
All right. I don't think mass murderers are looking for a new house.
Some of them are.
Anyways, go to thatmortgageguyDon.com unless you're a mass murderer that loves the show.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
But hit tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Sean would love to send you.
If you're a mass murderer?
Some merch.
No. Maybe, though, if it stops you from murdering me.
Mass murder magnet?
I'll take it if I don't get murdered.
Didn't you try to send some murderers my phone number once?
Yes.
That's neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with
Never got a phone call.
Multiple times. You know, was it mass murderers or you were just supposed to be part of Al-Qaeda?
That was a totally different thing. That was Boko Haram, which is a terrorist outlet that I signed Sealand up for.
Right.
But that was unrelated. You're talking about, I think it's Charles Manson was his name, I believe.
Oh, the club.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on this day, everything apparently was on fire. And it continues.
Just going for no.
Thank you. 46, I'm sorry, eyes not working. 45 years ago, 1980, Richard Pryor suffered third-degree burns, baby burn, over most of his body while freebasing the cocaine. Had to endure 2 months of painful skin grafting operations because, obviously, that coke don't freebase itself. 31 years ago, 1994, Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Oh, yeah.
Set a mansion on fire.
Nice.
Didn't she set a bunch of shoes on fire or something?
I'm not complete. I feel like just if the mansion is on fire, the shoes would probably catch fire as well.
In her defense, she was really mad. She was very upset.
At her then boyfriend, Atlanta Falcons wide receiver, Andre Rison, yeah. Andre Rison. And 8 years ago, 2017, the guy from this band right here.
Oh, kiss.
Kiss me.
I want to give you a kiss.
Oh, guys, Jackson's learning to kiss now.
Oh, with tongue?
I think he tried to put some tongue one time.
Oh, Jesus.
He got a little sloppy, but
please let him know that you have to
but we
kind of feel out the situation before you throw your tongue anywhere.
We took him to the Science Center over the weekend, and
he tongued everybody?
In the kids' play place, there was like a mirror, and he kept kissing himself in the mirror.
Oh, wow.
And some of them got kind of long. I look good. some of them got kind of long.
How long do you and your wife stand by? Like, all right, this is getting.
I was like,
weird.
this is embarrassing.
You can't stop them mid-act.
No.
All right. Well, let's move on to more modern times. Speaking of unconsensual kissing, and more. Jackson will never be in this realm. But it does start with the J, and of course, I'm talking about Jared Leto.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so a lot of people came out here.
Not one, not two, not three, but 9 women of sexual misconduct.
It makes you wonder, like, how did they put the feelers out?
He put his feelers out.
Pardon me for the terrible turn of phrase, but how do they, when 9 women come out at once, how did they all get together? Like, who?
I only briefly saw this, but didn't they post it on Facebook or something?
They also date back to 2006, almost 20 years ago, almost.
But it's all coming out now, right? Like the accusations are coming out now.
I have a feeling that it was whoever started putting it all together, airmail, that probably went to the interwebs and reached out to all the ladies. It was a report published by Airmail. Representative, of course, says all allegations are expressly denied. Expressly. The allegations date back to 2006, include assaulting a 17-year-old, walking nude in front of a different 17-year-old, engaging in a sexually explicit conversation with a 16-year-old.
Ooh.
Another woman said she was 18, and he pleasured himself in front of her and grabbed her hand with the other hand, I guess. It all started when one of the accusers reshared the Facebook post from 2012 that said, quote, "You're not really in LA until Jared Leto tries to force himself on you backstage."
Wow. So it kind of just chilled out there for 13 years?
In a kilt and a snow hat.
Damn.
So.
You're not really in LA?
In LA.
In LA. Okay.
Los Angeles.
Yeah. I get it now.
You sure?
Yes. I didn't before.
Here's a new game that I hope we don't have to play too often, but I called it, damn it.
By the way, my bad. Just to clear things up, it was on Instagram. A lady posted it on her Instagram.
It says
stories.
Facebook here.
It was a Facebook status from 2012 that she like screenshot and put up on her Instagram story.
All the same one.
I started it.
It's all the same company that apparently doesn't have location tracking for their $500 pieces of equipment like meta glasses, which is wild to me.
Oh, you didn't find those?
No, nothing. No. By find, I mean,
but everybody in the building has been asking her about it.
Everyone.
Oh, really?
Everyone's like, you find your glasses? I'm like, no, I didn't. Because someone jacked them.
Where was the case when you found it?
By itself, with nothing inside of it.
But in your car?
In my car.
In your car?
Car was locked.
Okay.
Even locked it after the fact. I believe it was bowling night.
Is it possible that it's just like loose somewhere crazy in your car?
All of the Bonnaroo stuff is in the front, but I tore apart the house.
Oh, did you?
Here I am hoping
That's
does come up, but I've got a good feeling. If only I could track it via location. I guess I'll just have to wear an air tag on my effing face moving
It'll be
forward.
a little clunky, but maybe worth it.
Here is a new game called Would This Make You Mad or Not That Bad? C-Line.
Would this make you mad or not that bad?
Oh. So is it weird to go to a movie by yourself? I have been one time. I did not enjoy the experience all that much, but I went for it, and now I know. Have you guys been to a movie by yourself?
I don't know if I've ever been to a movie by myself. I know I've been to concerts by myself.
Yeah,
I've been to
kind of like
concerts
it.
by myself, no problem.
Like if you just have some time to blow and you go, well, I can go see a movie in a couple of minutes. And
Come
you
here
can
often?
maybe like spend 2 hours watching the movie and then go on with whatever you have next in your day. That's
And
fun.
Is that an adult movie you're going to, or perhaps going to Lilo and Stitch by yourself?
Maybe.
Oh, you're gonna off the bat defend this fella.
I don't know. Let's see. What's going on with this guy?
A mom across the pond over in the UK took her kid to see Lilo and Stitch and noticed an adult man completely by himself, quote, munching on snacks. I thought they call them chips over there.
They do. Crisps.
And watching the movie, she posted on a parents' forum asking if it was unreasonable to find this odd. The overwhelming answer was yes.
Really?
Oh, Hannah.
All right.
That was Shaggy.
Why?
She's being, well, they're saying, yes, she was being unreasonable.
Oh, she was being unreasonable?
More than 3,100 people voted. 95% of them said there's nothing wrong with a grown man going to see a kid's movie by himself.
That kind of surprises me,
One
honestly.
person said, man watches film alone whilst eating snacks normal. Someone goes to the cinema with their child and sits on their phone bitching about the other cinema goers. You're the weird one.
Mm-hmm.
So, would it be weird if a grown man, adult, by himself at Disney World?
At Disney World?
Magic Kingdom, to be exact.
I don't.
Around the kids section. Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, I'm probably vested, but I don't think that's super weird.
Vested in what?
Well, I mean, I like going to theme parks.
Get money every time you mention Disney?
No, just vested in terms of like, I like to go to theme parks, so I wouldn't think it was super weird. But I can see like there's a man-woman dynamic there where you go, if a single woman went to go watch Lilo and Stitch by themselves, you probably wouldn't think much. But if a single man, like an older man especially, is watching Lilo and Stitch, a lot of people are going to think that person is creeper. They're going to be like, I know what you're doing here.
But your eyes better be on the screen.
Yeah, I don't even think it would like bother me, or I don't even know that I would notice.
Unless Jackson starts to give him a little kiss. A long kiss.
That would be that would become problematic.
Speaking of investments, just a heads up for anyone who is getting ready to have themselves a baby. We've got apparently a new list of names that have been banned in the U.S.
All right.
And I bring this up during the next episode because I found it very entertaining.
Okay.
And I, as a non-parent, asterisk. Because I'm pregnant, guys.
Oh, okay.
Wow, congratulations.
Cheers. According to usbirthcertificates.com, 11 baby names officially banned in the U.S. Some might surprise you. And as reported, the names that have been ruled illegal by the U.S. courts include, any guesses?
Well, we know the obvious ones.
Well,
your
mother
Osama bin Laden's, your Hitler's.
Adolf Hitler has been banned. This is the list I'm seeing here.
Which I get it. Yeah,
but
I get
as far as the 2025 list,
who's new? Kanye West? I mean, who's new and controversial?
King is banned.
King?
Queen banned.
No.
Why?
Jesus Christ. Santa Claus. Majesty. Adolf Hitler, like you said.
No way.
Yes way. Can't name your kid Nutella.
In America?
In America. You can't
I guarantee
name your
you
kid
there's like
the
kings
third.
and queens all over the place
Yeah,
in America.
but not being born this year. Tell you what. You can't name your kid 3, like the Roman numeral 3.
All right.
You can only do that at the end of their name. Can't name your kid Nutella, Messiah, the @ symbol, like for an email. or 1069.
Okay.
Can't name your kid that. Now, as far as this list goes, and maybe this is something we can expand upon later, did someone try this and that's when they started to ban them, or they're just making sure they're covering all the bases before people get crazy?
I mean, I don't know. I think, to me, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think especially there was king and queen, and there was one more, the majesty that you said, which I don't even think are incredibly uncommon for Black Americans. I don't think, like, younger Black Americans would, and I've seen those names. Like, I definitely have seen that out there.
And Santa Claus, white people love naming their kids Santa Claus.
Maybe.
Texas limits baby names to 100 characters, by the way. So New Jersey and Georgia will reject a name if it includes numbers or symbols, which sucks.
So how did Musk name his kid whatever? Just because he's a billionaire, he could do that kind of thing?
I guess it wasn't out of New Jersey or Georgia.
Maybe.
Tennessee is big on ensuring a baby's name doesn't impede function. Once tried to rename a baby Messiah to Martin, but that was overturned on appeal. North Dakota doesn't allow umlauts.
All right, that's little dots.
That's 2 dots.
That's wild. So you can't name your kid Jose properly. Good to know. So happy birthing to all of the formerly known Messiahs and Santa Clauses out there.
That's not an umlaut, right?
No, it's
Jose,
little symbols. Umlauts are
Tilda?
Tildas.
Tilda is the little, the dilly-dally, like the Spania.
Tildas are
and
allowed
Matilda is that magic child.
Right. Tildas are allowed in North Carolina, but banned in Virginia. Weirdly enough.
Boring.
Very strange.
On the Boob Tube, we've got Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Go Panthers!
Yeah.
BET Awards and BET, CMT, MTV, VH1, and Nick. Quiz with Balls and the series premiere of Virgins, a reality series about 4 sexually inexperienced adults in the 30s and 40s trying to lose that virginity. Robert De Niro and Weird Al will be on Fallon, and you follow your dreams. Send me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Say it with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Just realized the time. My bad.
No, we're good. When we come back, we got some very concerned emails. Some very, very concerned emails that we have to
What's
get to.
the subject?
We'll see. We'll find out what they're talking about, what they're very worried about. Somebody says LA is just the tip of the iceberg. What else do they expect? The Diddy case. We got Diddy audio that was released to the jurors. We'll listen to this and see what's going on. And a whole lot more as we roll on a Monday. That's coming up next on the news, Chunky.
The Real Comedy Mount Dora Summer Night Series starts with Ross Padgett, June 14th. Details at realradio.fm/comedy.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic starting to slow down on I-4 heading through the city. There's delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways, clearing up an accident on the ramp from I-95 northbound to International Speedway Boulevard. Traffic's starting to slow down once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike to I-75 northbound. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 32.
Go, Mike. Some very concerned emails on the way. Got some new Trump comments about Los Angeles that should fire things up. My dad's name was Pop Schmear. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Wasn't the guy from Nirvana for a little while, Pat Schmear? Quite a rough one. He picked that too. I gotta check the orders because I think it's getting very close. If you want to get your hands on the final, 25 or so of these magnets. The merch is up, thenewsjunkie.com. Click merch. We're, I think, maybe less than 35 or something left. So they're going to go soon. B-Haw says, when we get in that ass, Sean? Soon. I think you were not here when I mentioned it earlier, but the new video switcher, which will allow us to do lots of stuff. One thing is we can put our videos up, our cameras up at the same time. So we'll be able to do a 3-shot for reactions, which has the browser and then all 3 of our cameras and a bunch of other things in this brand new video switcher. When I get that and get the final camera, which is going to go up here and give me a wide shot of me at the desk, so it's not so close in on my face, there will be a lot more asses. The after show streams will be much more common. Alright? I'm excited for it. Like, I probably would have done a stream last night. Might just do random streams throughout the week. I think that's my better growth plan rather than doing like highlight videos and stuff that usually just gets totally lost in the algorithm on YouTube. Ass cams. If you don't know what B-Haw is talking about, ass is after show stream. That's the branding that's for all streams that are like outside of the syndicated show that will happen over here on the feed. So yes, that's going to be a big thing moving forward. It's fun. Cool, let's get on it. Well, the switcher comes tomorrow. Bought that sucker. Beautiful. Love it. It brings us up to 20 sources. Right now, we only have 6 video sources. Wait, 8. We have 8 video sources. That's it. We'll have 20. For Fritz on the Street, if we end up doing that again, we'll be able to put everybody up in the scoreboard and like have a whole game show thing. Awesome. Austin should be able to install it this week, maybe? Question mark? I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Even the little cameraman agrees, right? Say yes if you agree. Shake your head yes. Yeah, see? He's excited too. Austin, don't give me no eyeballs. Austin's giving me eyeballs about Wednesday here. Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully. 90 seconds and we're coming back. Are you going to have a Dortney cam? Probably not today. Okay, boo. Come on. Came on. Hang on. All right, folks, we're coming back right now. And here I was hopeful the ass cam was going to be actual ass cameras. Maybe, though. Ass cam featuring 100% more ass on the after show streams coming up soon. Soon. All right, we're coming back, baby.
And then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeart Radio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword FESTIVAL to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's FESTIVAL to 200-200.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to
the merch before we go to print. We got to pop up a couple more for you, and they've been disappearing pretty quick throughout the show today. I think we're down to just under 40. Get yours now, thenewsjunkie.com/merch. It's a great summer design. There's tank tops, shirts, different colors. Great way to support the show. Do it. Bam. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Click merch.
Yeah.
Trump is talking about the LA stuff.
Bing bong.
So there should be some fireworks there. Let's see what Trump has to say. He was at the White House not long ago. Oh, I don't know.
He had a little trouble getting up into Air Force One today.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. And it might have been.
Does that mean he's not fit to be president?
No, not in his case. But it wasn't today. I think it was yesterday.
Oh, was
I think it was, yeah, because he was walking up and he had a little slip. And then right behind him, what did he used to call him? Lil Marco? Marco Rubio?
Yeah.
He used to, like, when they were enemies. And Marco Rubio is right behind him. He's like, whoa! Like, there's sabotage going on.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you.
The damn steps are slippery. Almost got him. But this is Trump. I worry because this looks like where Marine One would be in the background, and I hope it's not like a mega loud chopper noise.
Oh, it absolutely will be.
Here we go.
What is your intel about these people causing all the problems? Are they people ICE is trying to deport, or are they professional agitators?
The people that are causing the problem are professional agitators. They're insurrectionists. They're bad people. They should be in jail. Thank you.
They walked away.
Will you invoke the Insurrection Act?
It's like you queued him up, Priscilla. That word he used. They're insurrectionists.
All right, that's the word he used there. Insurrectionist, Trump says. They fed a lot of lines to him, like agitators and things like that. And he chose insurrectionists. That's what he said. You let us know what you think about it. He said they're bad people. The people that are causing the problem are professional agitators. They're insurrectionists. Dana Bash says the word he used, insurrectionist, I can't imagine that was an accident. That is a very serious word that is being thrown around, says Stephen Collinson. Well, let's see. Hold on. Insurrectionist. I just have to have it correct my spelling there.
I mean, they're probably referring
an insurrectionist
to Gen 6, yeah.
is somebody who participates in an insurrection or organized rebellion against the established government or authority. This can involve advocating for, inciting, or actively participating in an uprising or violent resistance against the government. That probably covers some of the commies who show up at these kind of events looking for revolution and all that. In a constitutional democracy, insurrection refers to actions that incite or participate in rebellion against the government, its process, and the rule of law. Insurrectionist.
Yeah, that would cover the people that took over the Capitol.
Yeah, I mean,
a few years back.
Yes, and he's probably using that to be like, yes, these are people doing the same thing as you accuse all these Jan 6ers of doing. And there's some like parallels, I guess. They're just very different things at the end of the day. And this is one where, at the beginning at least, they were getting much more favorable coverage. I don't know how the news media will treat this like a couple of days in, though, if this keeps going. They tried doing it with the summer protests and stuff where they were more like, oh, it's fiery, but mostly peaceful protests. And I don't know if that lasts for a long time. But Tony Gonzalez, who doesn't know Tony Gonzalez? He's a representative out of Texas who represents a southern border district, praised Trump's deployment of the National Guard and said he thinks activity in Los Angeles is just the tip of the iceberg as they ramp up deportations. He says, it's tragic, but I'm comfortable with it. When talking about the National Guard, it's tragic to see what's happening in LA. I spent 20 years in the military. I fought in 2 wars. I fought to give people the freedom to protest whatever the hell they want to. Well, this isn't protesting. Some of it is, right? You know, like you got your peaceful protests here and there. And I, as well as most other Americans, absolutely support your right to peacefully protest. But this is not that. This is lighting cars on fire. This is trying to start a revolution for a lot of these people. And this is just overall raging, and they're just violating law, federal law in some cases, and certainly state and local law, which they might not be punished for. Over to the emails. Let's see what you got cooking. Here is Pat from tipsathenewsjunkie.com. Pat says, Sean, WTF? Are you leaving the News Junkie radio show? What am I supposed to listen to every day? Is this a rumor or fake news? He says. I'm pissed off either way.
Porque no los dos.
Please tell me it's not true. I'm still in mourning from the Fritz news, for God's sake. Love, that's Pat. Pat, lots of rumors out there, lots of them swirling. I had somebody emailed this weekend, and they were so mad. So mad. Their fingers must have been smoking typing these emails. And they said, I want to cancel my merch order. If iHeart gets rid of Sean, I'm not taking part in any of this. And you kiss my ass. I'm like, oh, what if this is Sean emailing you right now? What if, sir, relax, okay? There's rumors flying around. There's always rumors flying around. I don't know where they came from. Ashley says, I'm not sure if I missed the explanation or not. Are you really leaving? Who knows? If so, why? If true, I'm absolutely heartbroken. You have all been a part of my life for years. And if you're gone, it's going to be a big piece of my life missing. I hope it's not true, but if it is, I hope I can hear you somewhere else. And finally, this is, well, you know, I want to save this for later because there's a bigger topic that we need to get into. I'll set this over here. Right now, let's work in a couple of your, well, actually, this one is on the topic we were just discussing about. So let's get Olivia's email in. Olivia says to tipsandthenewsjunkie.com, hey, Sean, I have a question for you. I promise I'm not trying to be combative. I'm genuinely curious about your opinion on this. Olivia, you could be combative if you want. I mean, you could be combative in your emails, guys. I don't mind. And I get it. Like, I'm saying some bombastic stuff over here on the show from time to time. Not that I don't believe in what I'm saying, but I'm saying some things that you might disagree with. So you guys can be combative if you want to. I don't care. But you're not, so thank you for being sweet. Other than voting for the leaders whose message you believe in, what do you think is an appropriate way to protest government actions? I'm not pro-looting or property destruction either, but it seems to be a symptom of protest these days. Do you think there's a middle ground? Happy Monday, Olivia. I think it is a symptom of protests in the United States and in the Western world these days, because largely speaking, we've had an apparatus that has agreed with a lot of these protests. Okay. And because of that, it's gotten pretty fair, pretty overall glowing media coverage in many cases, or at least benefit of the doubt was very, very much in place with some of the media coverage, especially with the summer protests. And then things escalated from there in a lot of recent protests where looting and violence and stuff occurred. And because so many of those people did not face any punishment, you keep seeing it. I think that's what causes these things. I think it's by design that they're not punished. I believe that. I think that people who largely agree with some of these, antagonizers and activist types, I think that they want to overlook this because they are in agreement with some of the people. So because they haven't gone to jail, many of them, you see it happening again and again and again. If every person that blocks an interstate for some sort of protest, I don't care what your protest is about. I might even agree with you. But if you block the interstate, I'm not a fan. And legitimately, people can die as a result of that because you're clogging up the arteries of the roads. And it's happened where emergency vehicles haven't been able to get through, pregnant women haven't been able to get to the hospital, all of those things.
Put me on the list for interrupting brunch. I could agree with you. Yeah. But if you interrupt brunch, I am likely to argue with you even if I disagree.
Just not really smart tactics, I don't think. But if people do those things, and the brunch thing's a little different, but if you block a road in your protest and you take people who do that and you put them behind bars for a month or 2 months or 3 months, and people start to go, oh, if I do this, if I throw tomato soup on the fancy painting, if I do any of these number of things, that will be the punishment I get. It stops immediately. You see it every single time. It's like, oh, if there are punishments for this crap, it stops immediately. It's usually very wealthy, privileged kids. Privileged kids who have the privilege to go in and do these things, often during the day when other people are actually working, that engage in these behaviors because they don't think there's any punishment, Olivia. That's just how I feel about it. But as for your overall questions, what do I think is an appropriate way? I think every person out there who wants to protest ICE has every right to do it. I think they even have a case that I don't fully agree with, but they have a case, like a moral-backed case, I think, some of these folks. I think that's fine. I think people power is everything. But those same people just lost an election. And this was literally one of the big things that people voted for. The control of the border and immigration and stuff was something that was a key element of that election. That was indeed won. So I'm not surprised by any of this necessarily. I think people should be peaceful, though. That's my personal thought. All right. Let's see here. Let's get to maybe one dispatch real quick. Here is Swilly joining us. Hello.
Hey, everybody. Happy today.
Hey.
So anytime there are riots being covered, I always have to ask, Sean, buddy, when you going to give us the enchilada riots?
No, that's out there somewhere. That was a long, drunken night broadcast. That was a good
time.
You got to bury that thing somewhere. Here's another person talking about that big parade for Trump that's coming up pretty soon.
Hey, junkies.
Hey.
The Bradley tanks is what you were referring to, that you didn't know what they were. Yeah, my son is actually a gunner in a Bradley tank.
Whoa.
I know. Scary AF for his father.
That was perfectly timed.
Anyways, he's serving our country and do good stuff, Caleb. See you.
That must be
your service, bud.
Do you think the answer to this is no? I know it already because I want it to be yes. Do you think I can learn to fully drive a tank in one day?
One day?
Yeah, one day.
I don't see why not. How hard?
What's the steering? Is it multiple shifters?
I thought I have no idea. But
I feel like it's like that lawnmower with the two sticks.
Yeah.
And in that case, I could learn how to use it in one day.
But, okay, I risk sounding really dumb here. Aren't there multiple people up in the tank?
Yeah, Caleb's the gunner. He's not driving. He's doing the gunning.
Yeah, right. And there's multiple people like driving. There's like somebody like looking at a periscope kind of thing or something. Or I don't know what's happening inside there. But I would imagine there's a crew. I'd like to learn how to do that for sure because that seems like a fun time. Square Slinger is talking about this tenting idea that I threw Shark Tank style at Sabrina and Sea-Lane. I don't know how well it went over. It was improved upon very quickly, but let's see what Square Slinger says.
Hey, news junkies.
Hey.
So I'm on the subject of tenting houses and making it look like the outside. Not quite the same thing in what I'm going to describe, but I was in Paris earlier this year. Not a flex. It was fun, though.
Sounds like a flex to me.
They were doing renovation on a building down the street from our hotel. And the hotel, or that building, actually had a netted exterior facade, I'm going to assume, to keep stuff from falling into the street.
Yeah.
But it actually looked like a building. It was pretty cool. And from far away, it didn't look like a construction site. So pretty cool. Anyway, see y'all.
Yeah, they've done that in Epcot, too, of all places. If you go to Italy and Epcot, there's a huge, tall building, maybe 25, 30 feet tall. Maybe that's too tall. Maybe 25 feet tall in the Epcot area, in the Italian area, Italy of Epcot. And they put like a box around this building, and they put a picture of the building on the box that they put around the building.
Nice.
While they do construction on the inside. And basically they're like, oh, look, nothing has changed here. Everything is fine. They're pretty smart about that. And I think maybe there's a place for that. Okay, we are going to take a quick break here on the show. And when we come back, we'll have more updates for you. We have jury duty coming up. As I told you, there's Diddy actual audio has been released in the case. This might be the first piece of, I guess, like audio evidence that's been released that we can listen to. So we'll go over that in jury duty a little bit later on in the show. See what's going on there. Also, there's an Apple event today, but Sea-Line, people don't seem too jazzed about this Apple event.
What are they
I'm
announcing?
watching it.
They are you? You're watching it now?
Yeah.
They said there's like no new gadgets for
I didn't
us.
really have much else to do. Was bored.
Sorry to bore you. Yeah, it happens
do
on
we
the show.
get a new phone anytime soon or what?
Yeah, what are we getting?
So WWDC is more software based than phone and hardware based. So a lot of what they're talking about is the new layouts for how the new iOS and iPad OS and all the like are going to change. Things are going to be a little rounder. Things are going to be, they're calling some things liquid glass. It's going to be clearer.
Liquid glass doesn't sound great when I drop my phone all the time.
Well, it's just the look of like the new buttons and stuff. I
Does
think
it look good?
It's fine so far. I think a lot of what they're trying to change is making stuff on our devices look a little more like some of the controls in Vision Pro look.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the product that like hasn't really caught on that much.
Right. But a lot of people were thinking they were going to go to round icons, and that doesn't seem to be a thing.
But no gadgets, no gizmos, none of that stuff?
Gadgets and gizmos aplenty. You know, who's its and what's its galore.
No, like there's
Who cares?
There's no new like iPad or
No,
phone.
this is all going to be, I think most of WWDC is software based.
Well, I want more.
I do.
They're going
Sing
through
the whole song now.
They're going through the new CarPlay Ultra now. The thing that you thought was pretty slick.
Now, as far as CarPlay Ultra, though, you hope that the new car you buy has that, or is this something that you buy separately?
No,
I think a lot of them do. Well, actually, the Ultra thing I think is more rare, but CarPlay now is pretty universal. I think
I was able to buy. Well, I'm sorry, Radio Michael 7 for my birthday got me a separate CarPlay thing. And now I'm like first experiencing it.
I like it.
I love it.
I think it's great.
Yeah,
I want some more of it.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I would base my next car purchase like that would be a no-go if it didn't have CarPlay.
Yeah, it spoiled me a little bit too. I agree. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, something happening at restaurants all over the place. We'll get into the details there. And are they trying to ruin the movie experience? What the hell is this?
That's a piece of paper.
On that piece of paper is one of the worst ideas I've heard of in a while. And that's saying something. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
The monsters in the morning.
That's just weird.
Like the reason you don't eat cheetahs because they're fast, you can't catch them. But cows, we eat cows.
What?
I'm relating to you guys.
I'm sorry, what?
The monsters in the morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are blocked northbound and southbound on State Road 33 at Pine Island Road. There's a crash blocking the left lane, slowing down traffic on Florida's Turnpike northbound at County Road 470. The off-ramp's partially blocked due to an accident from I-95 northbound to International Speedway Boulevard. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Do you already have a mortgage quote? And are you wondering if it's any good? Well, stop wondering and go to thatmortgageguydawn.com. Studies have shown that less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote they get. So get out of that 20% window and be 100% confident when you're working with That Mortgage Guy Dawn. Very easy to compare your quote. Go to the website, hit the button that says compare, upload your quote, and That Mortgage Guy Dawn will tell you if it's any good. Simple as that. Peace of mind right there at your...
Go bike, everybody. Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Just looking at some comments coming in from chat. Man, Sean, your hair looks so good. The haircut really is working out for you. Damn, Sean, you look awesome today. Looking super bangable. Yeah, they're coming in. Thank God. Nice hat cut. I see. Man Kick It says, I don't see those comments. You gotta tap your screen. Not all the comments pop up sometimes. You know what I mean? Just tap it. So, hang on. Okay, folks, chat, what do you think about this? At the movie theater, there are good things and bad things. One thing is, there's kind of a lot of nonsense before the movie. You got like your trivia thing and your little Maria Menounos type things before the movie officially starts. Then you have maybe a couple of commercials like Pepsi or something. The thing where you go on a roller coaster. You've got a couple of trailers, a bunch of trailers actually. There's a lot of time that passes up there. AMC is going to start something brand new, and I hate this. I hate this. AMC is starting something brand new called the Platinum Spot. Tell me what you think about this. All of the trailers end. The movie is about to play. The lights dim down in the theater. It's go time, baby. But no, the Platinum Spot fires off. And a 60-second Subway commercial goes on instead of your movie. Or a commercial for Nissan, or Outback Steakhouse, or Pepsi, or Jolt Cola, or Asperger's, or whatever airs right before the movie. What do you think about that? How do we feel about the Platinum Spot? Lame? Yeah. I hate that. Meh, just show me the movie. That's what you're paying for, after all. And paying more than ever before. That's crazy. Bootsy says, I go to the movies for the sticky floors. It's like a sponsor, yes. It's a Platinum Spot right before the movie. So like literally right at the finish line, when they know they have everybody possible in all the seats, it'll be like, boom, Platinum Spot. And then you watch an entire commercial and then the Universal logo flashes on the screen. Hate it. Isn't that like when you have to do a live read, Sean? Yeah, but first of all, you're paying for a movie, number one. You're paying for the movie. And then number two, the idea that there isn't enough already and they got to do like this platinum mega spot right before the movie, say it's like Ballerina or Lilo and Stitch. No way. 1 minute. We're coming back in 1 minute. I'm fine with it as long as it lowers my movie ticket cost, says Bear Leva. Good luck with that. That ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. Your ticket to your movie might even be more expensive. Also, saw a video of a lady at the movie theater. We're coming back. Eating an entire rotisserie chicken. Crime or no crime? An entire rotisserie chicken in the movie theater. That's insane. It's unhinged. Craziness. Full on rotisserie chicken.
Whether you have insurance or not, it's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives,
check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock. This is
for this merch drop. We had to hop a couple more on.
Hot merch.
To get it over the line, go get yours at thenewsjunkie.com. Click merch, support the show, get a magnet along with it to play a game of magnets, get a tank top or shirt, but there are less than 40 left. I got to check during the next break, and then we got to shut those off here in just a bit. Going to the movies should be fun. Should be a fun experience if you want to see Lilo and Stitch by yourself as a single man and sit there and enjoy the film. But more and more things get in the way of this, not just cost, because it is pretty damn pricey to go see a movie, but other things, including this new idea from AMC, which I hate, that I'll tell you about in just a moment here. But I saw the most unhinged thing in a long time this weekend.
Tell me more.
It was a woman. She was in maybe her early 30s. And she was making a video, of course, because that's, life is all making videos
Facebook,
now. We're going to put it on the internet.
Twitter, y'all see that?
And she was telling you how to save money at the theater. And she was talking a lot about bringing snacks in, which I'm actually okay with. Like, if you have your purse, ladies or guys, you got some bag with you, and in it you bring a bottle of water and a bag of chips or like some...
What about a fully... smeared bagel?
A bagel? Fine. It's not too stinky. It's not really doing that much damage to the theater. I think it's like borderline.
What
but
about
okay.
a bagel with some salmon on it?
That's getting a little stinky. That's getting a little.
You're just talking
stinky.
about scent at this point.
It's not just scent. There's more that goes into it in my mind than that. But this woman, this was clearly over the line. She gets into the movie theater and she goes, "There's no reason why you shouldn't enjoy your movie and get something to eat at the same time. After all, you're going to be in the theater for over 2 hours sometimes. So make sure you bring enough to eat." And this woman pulls out a full-size rotisserie chicken in the movie theater.
That sounds delicious.
She drags this son of a bitch out of her bag and pops it up on the thing in front of her and then proceeds to just start dismantling and eating a whole rotisserie chicken in her seat in the movie theater.
And
that is unhinged.
If her whole deal, the whole point of this video is telling people how to save money, she probably got that sucker from like Costco, where it's real cheap.
Right. Get one of those things. Go fast to the movie theater because it's going to cool down quick. And then you eat it. You know what kind of mess you're going to leave behind?
Make sure to
chicken.
Bring a paper towel roll with you.
God
Should be
almighty.
good to go.
It's not that it smells bad, because rotisserie chicken, the smell is not a problem. It's not like an egg salad sandwich or something. It's just like the overall display that you're putting on there. It's a little bit too much,
maybe you should be
I
looking at
think.
the screen, John. The person next to you.
I try until I look over some beefalo next to me mowing down an entire rotisserie chicken.
I wish I had a bite of that
Just
chicken.
elbow deep in the thing. Okay, here's the bad idea. I assure you, you're not going to like this. You go to the movie theater. Do you guys go to an AMC or a different branch when you go?
What's
usually?
the fancy one with the big seats? Winter Park.
That's Regal. Is that a Regal? That's a Regal.
Winter Park's Regal.
It's Weagle Movie Theater. And AMC, which stands for
America's
Movie Cinema. I don't know. I have no idea. AMC Theaters, they are announcing that they're going to be doing something new. So you sit down, you do all the stuff before a movie airs, and now they're going to be running something right before the movie starts, immediately before the film begins, called the Platinum Spot. And they said this is going to be vital revenue for them. And now they want to make this so you see like an Uber commercial or a Pepsi commercial or a Pizza Hut commercial. in the seconds. The lights are down already. The trailers have ended. The movie is starting, but no, wait, there's more. And there'll be like a 60-second commercial that everybody has to take in.
American Multi-Cinema.
American Multi-Cinema is going to be doing this with the Platinum Spot. What do you think? Does that turn you off to the movie experience, or are you all about this?
Where's that bill at that we were going to find out exactly how long the commercials, and apparently this crap, it was going to last before the actual movie starts?
People, unfortunately, it seems, have gotten distracted. They have taken their eyes off the prize.
Because I'm
and I
down.
don't know.
I mean, do what you want, but I'd rather skip all the trailers that I'm going to see on YouTube and apparently this thing, and I'll just wait until the movie starts.
I don't want to watch more commercials. I'm paying you like $20-something for the movie ticket these days.
I want to watch trailers. I do think that it would be less of a like it's part of the fun of the movie experience, seeing what other new movies are coming soon. But
I agree.
When it
don't
starts
you have
being,
access to that now?
yeah, but I thought it was. I always thought it was fun in the theater. I haven't been to a movie in the theaters in forever.
I'm gonna go see 28 Years Later. I'll tell you that.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
We tried to watch the first one, but Cordy didn't.
It's a little filmed it on a tiny camera.
Maybe the second one is a better entry point because it's 28 days later, the 28 months later,
We had
and the 28
days,
years.
weeks, and then this is
Weeks and then years?
Years, yeah.
Okay.
Skip months, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I haven't seen any of those, so we just tried to watch the first one, but I don't like the idea of another commercial. What do you think? Let us know. One of the head correspondents over at ABC News is in big trouble.
What'd you do?
He's been suspended, Mr. Terry Moran. More like Terry Moron.
Terry.
Terry posted this. Let's see if we think he should have been suspended from ABC News for doing this, all right? Terry Moran says, the thing about Stephen Miller, and he's a part of the Trump administration. C-Line, what's his title, Stephen Miller?
Let's see.
Is he just like an advisor to the president, or does he run the
White House
the White House
Deputy Chief of Staff?
Okay, yeah, he runs the White House. He's White House Deputy Chief of Staff. Stephen Miller, you've probably seen him on TV. He does interviews a lot and stuff. And for those of you watching the stream, let's see. I will show you what this guy looks like if you're uninitiated, but you probably have seen him as a talking head out there. This is the guy right here. He is Stephen Miller from the White House team.
Q-tip.
And I think he is usually pretty combative with the press. He fights back against all the people in the press who he thinks don't give him fair coverage or Trump fair coverage. So Terry Moran from ABC News got suspended for this post. The thing about Stephen Miller, that guy, is not that he's the brains behind Trumpism, says Terry Moran. Yes, he is one of the people who conceptualizes the impulses of the Trumpist movement and translates them into policy, but that's not what is interesting about Miller. It's not brains, it's bile, he said. Miller is a man who is richly endowed with the capacity for hatred. He's a world-class hater, says the ABC newsman. You can see this just by looking at him because you can see that his hatreds are his spiritual nourishment. He eats his hate, he said. Trump is a world-class hater, says Terry Moran from ABC News, but his hatred only is a means to an end, and that end is his own glorification. That's his spiritual nourishment. But he's saying that Stephen Miller is like, he eats his hate. That's his whole idea.
Basically,
and he got suspended.
Basically, Trump's in it to further Trump.
Himself.
He's in it for himself. And Stephen Miller is in it just because the dude likes a good hate.
He likes hating. That's his spiritual nourishment, he said. And ABC News saw this. Terry Moran deleted the post afterwards, and he got suspended for this, which I want to know what you think about that. You think that was worth suspending somebody from the news? I think this is dopey, and here's why. This is like vanilla ice cream compared to what a lot of the other news anchors think of people in the Trump administration. This is softball. This is a meatball over the middle compared to what a lot of other journalists think of the Trump administration. These people who host the nightly news, who are on all the cable news networks outside of Fox News and some of the fringe ones that are over to the right, They don't vote for the Trump administration. They don't support any of these policies. They think a lot worse than this in their heads. They think this stuff all the time. They say worse stuff than this all the time. Just let him be out there with it, right? I'd rather just know where everybody's coming from. He thinks this guy is all about hate. Then you disagree or agree, and you decide whether or not you want to watch the show. But suspending him because you're like, oh, this shows that he can't be nonpartisan and fair anymore. None of them are fair. None of them are nonpartisan. They all have their own motivations. They're all vested like this. But let us know what you think about that. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. The other story I was going to tell you about was about how, this is from the Daily Dot today, they're saying that restaurant workers are more judgy than they ever have been before. And I don't know if you guys have been on the other end of this, but they said
being judged?
Being judged for like things that you order or... Now, have you? I'll give you an example. Maybe this helps, all right? They said one person says she works, her name's Adriana. She says she works at Wingstop. Wingstop. You got some wings, they got some other things. They got some food.
Yeah, the girls.
And Adriana works at Wingstop. This is the big chain, Wingstop.
Rick Ross.
Which, by the way, Wingstop, to get it delivered on one of the delivery services is incredibly expensive. It's wild. But she says to one of the people that is a regular at her Wingstop, Alex Munoz, I don't know who you are, but you need to stop ordering here. At first, I was like, okay, new regular. And now I'm like, I can't let you do that to your health, bro. Please stop. And she's coming down on somebody who was like a regular customer of the Wingstop that she works at and shaming him for eating at the place all the time.
The bartenders did that.
Yeah, they'd be in big trouble if that was the case. But that seems like a bad business model to follow. Commenters began to joke that this violated some sort of unspoken agreement about the ordering process.
A new HIPAA law for restaurants?
I don't think that's true, but they said WIPA is not real. This is Wingstop. It's not a medical emergency. But if she keeps eating wings at this rate, okay. Have you ever been shamed by a place that you've eaten at like that? If so, what was that experience? Tell us. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Or
I did
you can send an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Go ahead, see that?
I got mildly shamed at a breakfast place once.
For what?
Because we ordered a lot of stuff. Every once in a while, Ashley will do a thing where she's like, she used to do this when we were dating, like early on. She would, if we were going
to go, I already know.
If we were going somewhere, she would go, I'm paying for dinner tonight because I want to order like 6 things.
She wants to go on like a journey,
a little food journey.
Yeah.
We were at a diner, and we just we were getting breakfast, but we had cravings for other little things, and so we just kept ordering stuff. And at one point, the lady went, "Damn."
Don't say that to me.
Yeah.
If I'm ordering,
anytime I order or ask rather for a side of mayonnaise,
I
get the look. Unless
they do it?
Unless it's
very
someone
common.
You'd think
that's not that bad, really.
Unless you get that person who gives you the look, or someone who is out loud enough to be like, "That's disgusting. That's lard." I'm like, it's in everything that you dip your fries in.
Also, why is somebody judging about the stuff that they're selling you? That just seems like a bad strategy.
They don't say it out loud, but you can see it in their eyes. You know when you're being judged, Sean. Come on.
Yeah, they'll give you that look. And like, oh, you want something else? Oh, okay.
I don't know if I've ever been directly judged by the bartender for this, but definitely people in the vicinity, if they catch wind of me ordering a Bloody Mary at an hour that is not the morning, they'll be like, "Really? What do you do that for?
What an animal this guy is!
It's dark out. What are you thinking, man?"
And people have all these weird rules, and then they judge you if you're outside of them. I mean, I do it too. But if you're at a restaurant and you're serving me, just bring me what I'm asking for, okay? Quick break. When we come back, we got not only we have jury duty, we got this audio from Diddy that they gave to the jurors. So this will be like some of the evidence that they've been considering in this case. We'll hear it together. We'll see how strong we think this is in terms of evidence. If this could do Diddy in, that, plus jury duty coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
What I really want to know is
alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Get back on the field tomorrow. They'll start their mandatory mini camp. The 3 practices are their last until training camp next month. And ESPN set to honor legendary broadcaster Dick Vitale with a College Hoops Invitational in his name. It happens this November in Charlotte. I'm Scott Davidson.
The Mercedes-Benz Dream Days are back with offers on vehicles like the 2025 E-Class, CLE Coupe, C-Class, and EQE Sedan. Hurry in now through July 31st. Visit your local authorized dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/dream.
Folks, let me tell you about a great company, Mills Air. I heard from multiple people this weekend, people who are dealing with the trying times of having your air conditioner break on you, and it is not fun. That's why you need somebody you can trust, that you can reach out to. That's why you need Mills Air. Mills Air was started by a guy named Leon Mills, and it's a family-owned and operated and locally owned and operated company. And if that stuff matters to you, which honestly it should, then I think you should think of Mills Air when you have any issues with your AC. They are going to be fair and honest in how they deal with you, and that is super important. And that's going to keep you around for a while. That's what they want over at Mills Air. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, but they can help you out no matter what kind of AC setup you have to get you back in business and keep you cool. Give them a call today to schedule your appointment or ask them about preventative maintenance to stop any issues before they happen. Here's the number for Mills Air, 407-277-1159. 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Your water may not be safe. Forever chemicals that stay in the body for years have been found in drinking water, linked to kidney cancer, testicular cancer, and ulcerative colitis. If you or a loved one was diagnosed, you may be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan is investigating these claims now. There's no cost to get started and no fee unless we win. Call 1-800-555-6666 or visit forthepeople.com/PFAS. Offices Orlando and throughout Florida.
By texting 26022, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Tax Lien Code. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at taxliencode.com.
Imagine waking up and not needing to rush. No commute, no emails, no boss. Just coffee, sunlight, and the freedom to choose. That's the power of tax lien investing. It's been around for over 200 years, used by banks, hedge funds, and the wealthy. And now, finally, it's being taught right here in Orlando. It's secure, predictable, passive income, backed by real estate and mandated by state law. And it pays you, sometimes 15 to 35% returns. You don't need to own property. You just need to see how it works and how to do it right. We've taught over 100,000 students, and we'll teach you for free at a live masterclass right here in Orlando. If you're ready to start building real wealth through tax lien investing, this is it. Text CLASS to 26022 to reserve your free seat. That's CLASS to 26022. But hurry, seats are limited. Text CLASS to 26022.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Yes, it's true that most injury attorneys don't cost you a dime unless they get you money for your injuries. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. It pains me to hear people still don't know that you don't have to pay me up front. Never deal with the insurance companies alone. They have a team of lawyers, and you should have a team too. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call me at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Maurice Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected has never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This
rooms across the country and around the world. We'll give you more updates about what's happening in Los Angeles. Day 4 of the riots there against the ICE folks. All that coming up in just a moment. And when I say ICE folks, I mean like immigrations and customs enforcement, not like
not
there's
the
like,
frozen water people?
Yeah, not those people.
I thought for sure it was frozen water people.
Just in case there was any kind of communication breakdown there, I wanted that to be as clear as is possible. But all right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's do jury duty.
court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the news junkie.
Got Diddy audio, got breaking news too in just a moment. And we'll get to that. We'll hear some of this stuff from the Diddy trial and get to that breaking news after I tell you about Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you get into an accident, there's lots of attorneys out there that are going to try to get your attention, but you should give that attention to the attorneys that's going to fight for you and have your best interest in mind, and not just treat you like a number or like some sales thing on a spreadsheet that they gotta settle as quickly as possible. Don't do that, all right?
Use an algorithm or something.
Pick Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm, 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or justcallmo.com. Breaking news!
World exclusive.
CNN is saying that a judge has dismissed the lawsuit between that Justin Baldoni guy and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. The $400 million defamation lawsuit has been dismissed by this judge.
How much? $400 million.
$400 million. CNN says a judge on Monday dismissed Justin Baldoni's $400 million defamation lawsuit against Hollywood power couple Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Now, I think that their reputations were at least a little bit damaged from all this thing, because it did make either one of them look good.
Oh, anytime there's like a post with not Justin Baldoni, but Blake Lively in it, people are like hate commenting on her. Some of the ones with Ryan Reynolds are catching some strays. I mean, it definitely has done bad things for their reputation.
I've seen stuff where they stop posting on Instagram and have the comments shut off and whatnot. In January, Justin Baldoni sued Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, alleging the Hollywood couple sought to destroy him and his career after hijacking his film It Ends With Us. You might have seen. Baldoni's complaint escalated the ongoing legal battle stemming from the film that he directed and co-starred in with Blake Lively. In a statement, Blake Lively's lawyers said the ruling was a total victory and a complete vindication. That's what they're saying.
Complete vindication?
That's what they're saying. I'm sure the other side will have different things to say. As we have said from day one, this $400 million lawsuit was a sham, and the court saw right through it. Now, what I can tell you is the latest thing I saw about this was that there was a reporter, and the reporter was originally saying in a text message to Justin Baldoni or somebody else. This reporter was caught saying that Justin Baldoni sexually assaulted Blake Lively. And the reporter said, "Oh, I made a mistake. I meant sexually harassed, not sexually assaulted." Those are very different things.
But
people conflate the two.
That would be the case for dropping something if a reporter who has nothing to do with it?
Well, because Blake Lively can say, "I never said that you sexually assaulted me." And then the judge goes, "Well, the reporter's admitting to this error, and that error is big enough to dismantle the rest of the case, I guess." And I mean, we don't know yet, but the judge has dismissed the lawsuit between those two that's been going on for a while. Probably better that they just go on their own way and just move along, get moving, do something else out there.
Give him one of those like no contact contracts that they would do in seventh grade.
Yeah. You guys never work together on anything else.
Or Twister 2, or for the riot at least. They had to film everything separately because they hated each other so much.
Yeah. The vibes on that are no good, though. That's like when they had that season of Arrested Development, C-Lane, where not everybody was
Who wasn't getting along?
Well, no, I think this was more there. I mean, there were people that didn't get along in Arrested Development. There were some things there. But this, I think, was more their scheduling didn't allow for all the people to shoot the season at once. And so they had a bunch of stand-ins and they had to redo a bunch of stuff. It was not their most successful season.
Yeah, I didn't like that one so much either. Well, the Diddy trial rolls on. We're about a month or so, I think, into this at this point in time. Will he be found guilty? They have proven, I think, in the court of public opinion that Diddy is not a good guy, that he's a monster, that he's a terrible human being, that he's an abuser in the worst kind of way. But have they proven the racketeering charges and everything else that they've charged him with? Now we have some audio. All right, this is from Diddy. This was revealed in court. Now we can bring it to you. This audio was sent from Diddy to his former girlfriend, who's testifying under the pseudonym Jane. Here's the audio.
Evidence this week.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all. At all. So I don't know. You think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence. And ain't nobody threatening you, and I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no more games. Where my life is at right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl.
Baby girl.
Me and you can be mad, I can have a spat, we can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really, that's all it is. Cause you got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice. So either you go in the direction of like moving on and shit like that, or you like just like have me just keep moving.
This is
ain't no threat. I'm just being clear. I can't do that with you every time you get upset.
He's not saying anything in particular.
Right.
He's like, you got to get back to your work. And they're alleging that work is the freak-offs and doing those kind of things, the sexual favors and stuff. And even if that's the case, you know what this sounds like? It sounds like an angry boyfriend, partner, like, I'm not even going to have a conversation with a woman like that. Sounds very like misogynistic and stuff. But
it's also somehow funnier to me. I don't know why. if we were just to listen to the message, it would sound a certain way. But when they have it captioned in that TikTok-y style, and he's stuttering all the time. He's like, you. Makes it seem like, okay, get to the point, Diddy.
Well, there you go. That's the latest brought up in this case. I've got the Los Angeles mayor, Karen Bass. She's got some more things to say. Let's see if she puts her foot in her mouth or what she's got going on here. We got a lot to get into in the final hour of the show, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Tickets for the 2025 Real Radio Charity Poker Tournament presented by JustCallMo.com go on sale June 17th. Details at realradio.fm/poker.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways clearing up an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound at County Road 470. There's a crash on the ramp from I-95 northbound to International Speedway Boulevard, partially blocking the off-ramp there. All lanes are blocked on State Road 33 at Pine Island Road. Northbound and southbound lanes are affected. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando.
Go, Mike. Hang tight. Let's get some audio ready for Today I Learned. The end of the show. Hang on. There's that. Sip. Go on, little mini tiny cameraman. Come on. See how much time we got. We have 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Is Pine Island near Hobo Island? Could be. Really, Hobo Island is just a state of mind. You can move that anywhere you want. I'll tell you what I watched this weekend. Did you guys see the Kai the Hitchhiker documentary? Anybody ever see that? We watched that this weekend. Jeremy says, Sean over here flipping through blank papers. We know you ain't got no stuff, man. I got stuff. I got stuff. Randy says, hey, Sean, happy Monday, great show. Hey, Randy. Smash, smash, smash. It was very interesting. I mean, my favorite thing is when people in the media find somebody that is like a viral personality, and then they go, well, we could give them a reality show and a music career, and like all this is based off of one viral moment in an interview. And then they realize, like, this guy is a hobo who just travels the world like a vagabond. You can't rein him in. He's not going to do what you want him to do. And they ran into that problem. On the other hand, I wonder if he really should be behind bars. I do question that. A vagabond? Yes. Are you insinuating that I'm saying this incorrectly? Where's Bimbo Island? I don't know. All I'm saying is if Kai the Hitchhiker really did get violated by an old man and then fought back and killed that guy, seems less murdery. Sherry Papini sounds like a pizza topping. Didn't he try to sue Theo Von? Was it that guy who tried to sue Theo Von? That's funny. I don't know if it was him. Could have been. All right, we got 45 seconds. We're coming back. Let's get into the last hour of the show. Come on, Skull Micers. Let's go.
Help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
Well, I'll get to this in a moment. Plus, updates on the situation in Los Angeles. Will we have night 4 of the riots? Will things spiral out of control even more? We'll find out together. We're going to get into this very, very bizarre comment that I want to share with you guys, and even some of your feedback as we roll along, plus Gavin Newsom's comments. This was on a post about a house for sale in Chicago, Illinois, and it's a high-rise place. Real pricey for a spot in the sky in Chicago. Chicago has pretty good deals on rentals in the city. You'd be surprised. You can get like a nice apartment in Chicago for cheaper than you can in most other large cities. But this particular listing says it's a stunning half-floor residence in Chicago, Illinois at $6.9 million, which, whoa, that's a little bit pricey. And the comment that got my attention on this particular unit was this. Somebody said, love it, love this, 100 fire. Somebody says, beautiful home, but I could never live in a high rise. My cousin lived on the 39th floor of a building, and his beagle chased a bird off the deck and fell all 39 floors onto 2 people.
Okay.
Which
That's one thing to drop on everyone looking at the comments.
It's a little heavy in the comments section. They were smashed instantly by the velocity, but thankfully the dog survived.
This is a troll.
No.
No, this is a troll. I read to the end of it.
Prove it.
He was totally fine, but his personality totally changed after that. Almost never barks anymore. I love the kitchen on this unit, they said. I don't know, man. I feel like the science, if you really tackled it there, would not have that beagle surviving a 39-floor drop. Probably not going to do it for
Unless
you.
Unless he moves like a cat.
Man, beautiful spot there if you're interested.
I love the kitchen.
6.9 mil to give up over in Chicago for that one.
Can you click that user and see all the other comments they left for random ass videos?
Yeah,
like
there
this?
might be a best of all their greatest troll comments. I also don't think a beagle could jump off of a 39th floor. Like, it's just...
You've never seen a beagle
say
go,
that to
man.
a beagle's face, dude.
Yeah, you've never seen a beagle go in a pinch.
I'm not doubting the beagle.
All right,
I'm
what
doubting,
are you doubting?
The construction of these buildings is such that it's hard to do that.
I still think you're placing the doubt on the beagle, where I would say that there are 2 dogs that are most wilding out kind of dogs that I've ever dealt with. One was a beagle that I had named Boomer, and Boomer was insane. We had him for not too long. And then the other
your dad chucked him off an apartment building. Right?
He did not, I swear. This was not my father. The other was, guys have ever seen a dog called a Jack Russell?
Yeah.
You ever seen one of those?
Jack Russell Terrier?
That
Russell
was,
Terrier?
PBS show. Whisper. What? Come on.
Whisper the dog?
No.
Whisper the dog? Oh.
PBS show. He always went back in time.
Arthur?
No. That was.
Sorry, I'm trying my best. Wishbone?
Wishbone. Thank you.
There we go. All right.
Arthur was a aardvark. Thank you.
I didn't know which one you were talking about. I thought maybe it was a dog that was featured on the show, Arthur. All right? I thought maybe I would be able to lead you there. Forgive
Arthur
me
is
for
an
trying.
Aardvark. So are his parents and his sister.
I know that Arthur is an aardvark. I am grown up. I understand what you're saying, but I was just trying to do an assist. Ceiling wasn't helping you for nothing.
No, he did with the wishbone.
He did barely at
Where
the end.
F is wishbone.
That is not how it goes. There's no way.
Tell me about that wishbone, bitch.
There's no way. Let's go to the governor of California.
Great.
The governor of California, after the
Also
riots last night. He is not an aardvark, as best I could tell. Don't like his politics much, but he's a good-looking guy, and he could be a really successful politician because he's kind of polished, although he makes dumb, avoidable mistakes like going to the French Laundry in the middle of the pandemic when he tells everybody else they can't do anything. You know what I mean? I want to go to the French Laundry too, Gavin, but you can't do that.
It is very hard to get those resis, bud.
Still, to this day. Formally requested the Trump administration rescind their unlawful deployment, he says, of troops in Los Angeles County and return them to my command. We didn't have a problem until Trump got involved, he said. That timeline doesn't add up for me. But he says, we didn't have a problem until Trump got involved. This is a serious breach of state sovereignty and flaming tensions while pulling resources from where they're actually needed, he says. Rescind the order, return control to California, says the governor. And then at some point, let me see if I could find this. Newsom was saying, like, come arrest me. He was taunting the dude, Tom Homan, who's the border czar.
Pride Month?
He was taunting him. Hey, is this it right here? Okay, I think this might be it. MSNBC was talking with Gavin Newsom last night. He's got his blue jacket on. He's ready to go. Let's see what he says.
He's been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know? I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
He's saying, arrest me. Let's go to the border czar for the Trump administration.
At what point do they decide that you're a czar? You know?
I don't know if that's self-imposed
I think they give you
or
a crown with those leaves on each side.
CZAR, czar, is what he is. He's the border czar. You've seen his place, probably his face all over the place, doing interviews and stuff. And Tom Homan said that this is ridiculous. He's not going to arrest Gavin Newsom. Why would he do that? Gavin Newsom's really leaning into the idea that he thinks this is going to be a popular position for him, which might fly in L.A. Well, it probably does fly in L.A. with some normies. I don't know. I don't actually know if it flies with the average person in L.A., but is not going to fly in the rest of the country. In a lot of other cities in this country, people are just going to see rioting and go, hey, you're the governor. Why can't you get control of your state? And then Mayor Bass is going to be doing the same thing for Los Angeles. And she's like, blaming everybody else. And you go, well, why can't you get control of your city? I don't know that this is going to play out that he's the way he thinks it is.
Could you imagine if last time we were dealing with bad stuff in L.A., Mayor Bass had to cut short her vacation?
Yeah, she was in Africa.
She was in a lot of trouble with people for being on that vacation while L.A. was burning down. Mm-hmm. And if she had rescheduled that for this week, that would just be totally unfortunate.
Timing would have been real rough.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, the timing would have been real rough on that. Here is Mayor Karen Bass. She is a Karen indeed. Karen, and let's see what she says about this situation to follow what Gavin Newsom said.
Now to Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Hi, Mayor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi. So what are you and your police force? I know how busy you are preparing for the hours ahead. What are you expecting on that front?
Well, I just have to say that if you dial back time and go to Friday, if immigration raids had not happened here, we would not have the disorder that went on last night. I will tell you that it is peaceful now, but we do not know where and when the next raids will be. That is the concern, because people in the city have a rapid response network. If they see ICE, they go out and they protest. And so it's just a recipe for pandemonium that is completely unnecessary. Nothing was happening here.
So this is sort of, to me, like a chicken or the egg kind of thing. She's saying, like, look, these Californians, they're going to do what they do. They have a rapid response thing, and they go out and they protest. You know, a lot of the times they're confronting ICE. From the videos I've seen, it's not exactly what I would call, kind of peaceful protest. But she's suggesting that if it wasn't for the immigration raids, this wouldn't be happening. Probably true. But it's the federal government enforcing its borders and, doing their immigration. In this case, they suggested that the arrest that kind of sparked all this, they had a judicial warrant to do it. So it's like, yes, you can say that this was started by the immigration raids, but the only way that this is ended in Mayor Bass's world or in Gavin Newsom's world is if the feds don't enforce any immigration law anymore. They just completely back out of California and stop all of this. And I don't think they're going to do that. And I don't think countries should do that. I think countries should have control of their own borders. But let me know what you think. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com, and send us your dispatch right now. Coming into the theaters this weekend, supposedly it's going to be a real humdinger. We visited there recently. All three of us have.
Ooh, recently.
The world of How to Train Your Dragon is headed to the big screen, which you guys can say your piece, but that was my favorite place in Epic Universe. I thought it was really kind of cool.
I don't know if I visited that.
The dragon one, with the one with like all the water in the mountains going up and stuff. It's the biggest one.
Might have missed it.
It's the biggest land in there. And what a time.
Land in there.
Oh, ouch. Director Dean DeBlois.
This is live action, I imagine.
Yeah, is doing this because I don't know why, but they want to bring everything into the live action world. Like everything they made a cartoon after.
Like humans are existing in these worlds that don't exist.
Get some actors in here and let's have them do their thing. It seems like what they're interested in.
I still have not seen the first How to Train Your Dragon.
Of course you haven't.
Same.
Eventually, you're going to change your tune on this, Elaine, because Jackson is going to be old enough.
A dragon, you don't know how to train.
Jackson's going to be like, I want to see How to Train a Dragon, or whatever new kids movie or show is going on. Is he getting to the point where he's demanding any kind of content? Like, is he demanding
because
Miss Rachel or
Blippi? He doesn't call anything by name. His list of words is still pretty low. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't demand anything really, like food, content, none of that.
What a time, man. What a time to be a parent.
He just points at stuff and says, like, bebe, and I think that means he wants it.
Or as we've learned today, spend some time looking in that mirror.
Yeah.
Just smooching what you see on the other side. Just getting in there. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's work in one dispatch real quickly. Big Daddy Dave says he just got some hearing aids.
Hello?
Okay, I didn't know if this is worthy of a dispatch.
Hey, News Junkie, Big Daddy Dave here.
Hey.
I just want to let y'all know that I'm en route to the VA to get my hearing aids.
Nice.
And hopefully I can hear y'all better. I love y'all. And once I'm done with that, you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to smoke weed every day.
All
Big
right.
Daddy Dave out.
All right, good luck with that, sir.
Thank you so much, Big Daddy Dave. Super excited.
Don't do this.
I'm very excited.
Gonna really hurt his feelings.
We love you. We're going to send you something, bro.
Hearing aids are still pretty expensive, aren't they? Even though like AirPods are pretty close to hearing aids.
Well, no, the FDA has like said that AirPods count as hearing aids now, and so I wonder if like you go to the VA, you can be like, let me get them AirPods, AirPod Pros.
I mean, I think if I needed hearing aids, which I may someday from all this radioing that we've been doing, I think I would rather have AirPods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they look cooler than the rest of the hearing aids. Like,
if they fit your ear right.
But I hated them at first. I was like, these are so dumb looking. They got like a thing poking out of your ear.
I think
but
we need to bring back the ones with the blue light that blinks. As if you're an airplane.
Oh, I mean, I've never had a pair. I don't have a pair of AirPods or whatever they're called.
Oh, I've got too many pairs of AirPods.
Oh my God. What a world you live in.
I mean, I have 3.
You have 3 pairs of AirPods?
I have one for the work bag.
Yeah.
One for the party bag.
Uh-huh.
And one just in case.
Just in case.
And
you
it's
never
so
know.
interesting because if I lose one of those, I can still track it on my phone.
Uh-huh.
Unlike the Meta Ray-Bans.
Oh, I found a pair of Meta Ray-Bans recently. I was going to tell you
Well,
about
you can't pair them without man pairing, so
no.
suck it. Suck a fart.
Are they unstealable in that way? Like if somebody did take them from you, they can't
physically stole them, it seems.
Damn. It's brutal. Messed up. Whoever did that.
Fart and
Very rude of
enjoy
you.
those very strange things should you be able to upload.
What'd you think of them? Would you buy another pair or no?
Yeah. I'm going.
Why do you seem so uncomfortable?
I'm not that convinced.
Because I already bought another pair.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I'm going to Bonnaroo. I'm making content, and those were great for content.
Damn. The Bonnaroo thing's getting more and more expensive by the day. Jeez.
Okay.
Judgy. All right. Yeah, a little bit. Miguel Uribe Turbe.
Yeah, I think you said that wrong.
Miguel Uribe Turbe. And he is a 39-year-old senator who was shot 3 times this weekend in Colombia while he was addressing supporters. I saw the video of this. I'm not going to play the video, but it is kind of crazy. You see his hair like pop up in the air when he gets shot by this.
Whoa.
Like a 15-year-old kid shot him. They don't know if he was hired by somebody or if he was just like a radicalized, like leftist kid and this is like a right-wing candidate. And
in
so
Colombia?
He targeted him. Yeah. Yeah. This guy, Miguel Uribe Turbe, is like a right-leaning person. And he's had a lot of like the left-wing people in Colombia threaten him and suggest that they were going to do something like this. But police arrested a 15-year-old suspect at the scene. He shot him 3 times. 2 of them went into his head. So far, as of this morning at least, he survived. And pretty crazy, some of the footage. Uribe was rushed into surgery while in critical condition. Everybody that I saw, which I like this at least, everybody that I saw in Colombia in the government was condemning this and saying that this is not a good thing and yada, yada, yada. So that at least is good. But keep having all these violent political
Everybody in
things.
the government is saying that, but what are the people saying? You know, a lot of people condemned Luigi Mangione in the government.
The government.
And then a lot of people on Facebook said, oh, if you saw anything, you didn't see anything.
True. Yeah. I mean, there's appetite for that stuff here in the United States and elsewhere. And I have seen, tell me if you guys have experienced this as well. Maybe you don't spend as much time on Facebook, because I look on Facebook at least like once a day or so. But I have noticed in the last couple of days with these riots in Los Angeles, people are maybe more heated than I've seen them about anything else in a while. I've seen a lot of people doing the whole post where they go, if you support this or if you are against it, well, either or, right? Unfollow me, unfriend me right now. I don't care. I'll never talk to you again in my life. And I'm like, damn, it's getting brutal over here. Mute. I see the next post. Mute, mute, mute. Because I do be muting a bunch of you people on all of those feeds.
Ha! You got muted.
That's neither here nor there.
Have you ever muted me?
I have never muted you. No.
You sure?
No.
You ever muted me?
No. I would never mute you guys. No matter what, I would never mute you guys.
They say liars talk with their hands.
I talk with my hands, but
I saw that on
liars
Facebook.
and Italians.
No, I would never do that. No, I would not do that. We're going to take a quick break, though. All right? When we come back.
Get radical, guys.
Crazy.
Hold on. It depends on what you say. Like, if you're like, you know what I think about insert type of people here, I may distance myself. But I still don't know if I would mute. I would
just say these people. Covers the umbrella of it.
I've just seen a lot of people kind of melting down over the last couple of days. If you've experienced that, let us know. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, quick break. We're running behind. When we come back, we'll catch up with everything happening in the world and in your world. Lots of emails coming in that we have to touch on. And those, in fact, some of them heated, coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are blocked on State Road 33 at Pine Island Road. There's a crash getting cleared up off to the shoulder now on Florida's Turnpike northbound at County Road 470 there. The right lane's blocked on Highway 1792 southbound before State Road 434. And the off-ramp is partially blocked from I-95 northbound at International Speedway Boulevard. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only, or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet? Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One.
Of course, fun in the sun is one of the first things you think about when living in Florida. There is a price to living in paradise, though, and it's called the Atlantic hurricane season. But don't worry, because new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen can help protect your home. And here to help me tell you why they make such a difference is Chelsea from Renewal by Andersen.
Thanks, Deborah. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact Windows and Doors are engineered to withstand high-velocity impacts, meaning these windows and doors provide enhanced protection against flying debris during storms, keeping your home safe and secure.
Just like the weather, I'm sure Renewal by Andersen has a hot deal to help you get started. Chelsea, what are you offering in June?
Deborah, we are so excited to announce Renewal by Andersen's 30th anniversary sale. Buy one, get one 30% off windows and patio doors.
Plus, as always, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months.
Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613. Restrictions apply.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are conquering the unconquerable. Our experts are leading the way with innovative regenerative medicines and biotherapeutics that can repair diseased, injured, or defective tissues and organs to help treat people with chronic medical conditions. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
Future health, weight loss.
Want Ozempic but can't afford thousands a month? You need Wegovy for $199 from Future Health, the only FDA-approved GLP-1 for weight loss at the lowest price yet. Save hundreds on authentic, safe, effective Wegovy pre-dosed injection pens for a limited time. No insurance needed, no tricky syringes, just faster weight loss. Get this limited-time deal at futurehealth.com today for the best price on the market. These meds eliminate hunger and cravings while Future Health handles the rest. Easy. Join those losing 10 pounds their first month. Plus, you don't have to drive to a doctor's office. It's all online via telehealth with licensed clinicians in your area. Go to futurehealth.com to see if you qualify and start losing weight this week. Visit futurehealth.com. Future without the E.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Hey, Central Florida! This Friday, get ready for a night full of fun and excitement at Leesburg Town Square. Join us from 5 to 9 p.m. for Discover Leesburg. Experience the vibrant atmosphere of our evening market, live music, unique finds, and delicious treats. Savor a drink, indulge in ice cream, or grab a savory snack from one of our downtown delights as you stroll and explore all that Leesburg has to offer. This Friday, discover Leesburg. For more details, visit leesburgflorida.gov. See you there.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time.
Go, Mike, folks. We are coming back in 2 minutes. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you. All right, some interesting stuff coming in on the riot stuff, so hang tight on that, all right? Hang on, I gotta pull up a couple of videos.
RedMountainWeightLoss.com. That's RedMountainWeightLoss.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This is...
We'll have some fun. Do not forget, now is the time to act. Thank you for all of your orders in this merch drop. It's been very successful. We appreciate you. It's a great way to support the show. You get some high-quality merch in return for your investment. And you also get a magnet, which I love this magnet. I think it's killer. It came out really great for Game of Magnets, to play Game of Magnets and to support the show. Go learn more about that on thenewsjunkie.com. But with every shirt, you get a magnet and a sticker. And the best way to support the show is to grab one of these. But there are only, I think, like 25 left or something. We had to add on a couple of more. Then we're shutting it down in a couple minutes here. After we shut it down, we're going to send it over to the printers, and real human beings in America are going to print your shirts, and we'll get them sent off to you in the next week or so. So thank you for that. That's much appreciated. All right, let's see what we got. A bunch of stuff here to work in a grab bag segment. The California Attorney General says they are suing Trump over the unlawful National Guard order. That seems weird. They're not going to win that. Mark my words on this. It's not unlawful. I don't know why they're doubling and tripling down on this. Attorney General Rob Bonta announced the legal action at a press conference and called the president's move to federalize the National Guard an infringement on state sovereignty. We'll see. Watch how that plays out in court. But 2,000 members of the state National Guard were federalized on Saturday in response to protests of the administration's immigration actions. They said it was unnecessary and infringement on Newsom's authority, Gavin Newsom, the governor. But we'll let that play out in court. Apple, for their announcements today. C-Late, I don't know if you've seen this because you're keeping an eye on this.
They just wrapped it up.
Did they? I guess real-time translation is really making some strides here.
Yeah.
And your text messages will now automatically be translated into your language of choice, which is so crazy how that can break down walls globally. Like,
I am curious, though, is it going to be like when someone else reading that it's very apparent that they use a translator, or are they going to use the actual, dialect?
Here's what it looks like. It shows you.
People do it.
So somebody is sending a message to you, and this one it says, he says he knows how to talk to frogs. Ha, ha, ha. And they responded, no puedo esperar conocer a esta leyenda. And then that means can't wait to meet this legend. And it shows you what they sent in what language, what they're translating it to, and then the language that you understand.
Let me guess, though. I won't be able to use it unless I get a new phone.
Maybe.
Which phone do you have?
Update. I have the 13.
It depends on if you can get iOS 26, because I think that's what it's in.
Also, it might rely on whether or not you can get Apple Intelligence.
Oh, I don't have that.
A lot of the stuff that they announced at WWDC today, which is the Worldwide Developer Conference, was a lot of it is based on AI functionality.
How crazy is it that FaceTime and phone calls will also be translated in real time?
Weird.
What a breakthrough, man. Like, I love the idea that you can talk to anybody anywhere in the world and technology will bridge the gap. But on the other hand, I'm a curious guy. This would make it so I don't care at all about learning another language.
Yeah.
I can see solve it. If technology solves it, then there's no reason for me to learn another language, and it kind of takes that away.
I could see that, and the skeptic in me is like, cool technology. How much of that are you taking and selling to other people?
I don't know. Maybe everything these days is kind of like that, but I don't know. Real-time translation, smart of them to do. We'll see if it works out.
Let's see. Of the things that kind of stuck out that I remember, they also announced that the phone app is getting some rebuilding and some streamlining, but they're also doing like a call screening option where like robot screens your call, and then you can see who's calling you and whatever. It has a hold assist, so if you're on hold with somewhere and it detects hold music, you can put down your phone and it'll alert you and like ring you back when the person picks up the phone.
Ooh, I like that.
That one I think is going to be big.
Yeah.
The messages, like your group chats, are going to have the option for backgrounds now.
Okay,
everybody
that's
gets a
fun.
shared little background, and some of them are moving or dynamic, or some of them you can just like pick. If it's a family thing, you could pick a picture of somebody or a picture of the group and stuff like that.
That's cool, man. I think that's smart. All right, let's see a couple more things. There was a YouTube shootout that happened in Las Vegas last night. 2 people were killed on the Las Vegas Strip. The whole thing went down on somebody's live stream on YouTube.
Like that was a meetup of some sort?
One of them was live streaming, and the other one was like his op, and he was trying to find him, and he was watching the live stream, and he met up with him and shot him. According to ABC 13, the incident allegedly stemmed from a conflict between social media personalities Sin City Manny and then somebody by the name of Finny the Legend. Sin City Manny filmed himself driving around Las Vegas, apparently looking for Finney shortly before the incident. It's unclear exactly what was going on between the two creators. However, Finney previously accused Manny of being suicidal. According to a police statement, they identified the shooter but are still working to arrest him. I had heard that this might be over a copyright dispute of all things, which is crazy if that's the case. But I'm not going to play any audio of this. But the guy who was Sin City Manny streamed himself driving around trying to find the other dude, just like looking for the person. And then you see him go onto the other guy's stream. He's got a gun out. He starts shooting him, just ends up killing him. And that's the way it's kind of playing out there.
They still are able to like start the live stream, but do not process the repercussions of murdering somebody.
Like, this is forever, dude. You are never going to see the light of day if they get you on that. A Minnesota state representative just confessed that she's in the country illegally. This is a very short clip, so always have your shields up on this, but let's see what happened. All right, hang on. Let me see. It's the Minnesota House of Representatives.
Because his mother had died. My father, as the one processing the paperwork, put my grandmother down as his mother. And so I am illegal in this country. My parents are illegal here in this country.
You all right? I don't know if that's a good idea. Again, it's kind of cut short here at 15 seconds, but it says a Minnesota state representative just confessed she's in the country illegally.
Sounds like she was more, yes, she was confessing that she's illegal, but also confessing or just ratting her father out for fraud.
Yeah, that's not good. I hope, I don't hope this, but maybe if they're not with us anymore, they're not at risk any longer. And finally, for now, Trump is taking some shots at Newsom, but again, helicopter in the background.
Gavin Newsom he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it? I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great.
I would do it.
Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look.
He said, I would do it if I were him. Gavin likes the publicity, but it would be great.
I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
Look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget.
Under budget, he says. So he's taking some shots. Even though the crazy thing is, I guess they had a conversation, Newsom and Trump did, kind of in the middle of all this. But there you go. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Jim Colbert Show. Out of context.
I am not a chocolate sucker. What I do like to do, though, is bite them in half and extrude the peanut while the shells of the M&M are dead in my mouth.
That's what it is. You're a nut sucker.
I'm not a nut sucker, Deborah.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Monday, we are going to be expecting hot and humid temperatures. We're talking highs well above normal and well into the 90s with a high of around 95 degrees today in Orlando, but it will be feeling closer to the low 100s. We're looking at around a 30% chance of a couple of scattered afternoon showers and storms as well, with better chances taking place tomorrow and into the end of the week as the sea breeze setup returns to Central Florida. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by FreshFromFlorida.com.
Summer starts early in Florida, which means we get more beach time, more sunshine, and more time to enjoy refreshing, sweet, and juicy Florida watermelon. The best part of summer is already here. Locally grown, fresh from Florida watermelon. There's sunshine in every bite.
It's never a bad time to start thinking about ways to better protect your home. And you could do that with factory direct hurricane impact windows from my friends at Reese Windows and Doors. They've been installing affordable, high-quality impact windows. They're energy efficient. They've been doing it over 50 years. And at Reese, most impact windows are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. And now you can win them for free. How do you do that, you ask? Well, you text the word WOW to 20129. You're going to get a free quote and a chance to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. You can check out their lineup at reesewindows.com.
Let's go, Mike. Hang tight. Miniature cameraman. Hey, quick note. Now is the time to get in your recommendations for chatter of the day. That's right. They said it couldn't be done, but here we are. Now I got to go get Today Alert. Hey. Cameraman. There. Jeez, don't be so slow. Three minutes and 30 seconds. All right, chat. I recommend the whole chat, says Weed Consumer. Congratulations to the whole Twitch chat. Twitch chat. You collectively are our winner for Chatter of the Day. They said it couldn't be done, but here we are doing it. Unbelievable. Thank you for the recommendation, Weed Consumer. All right. Chad, time to get some guesses in. You ready? Will there be more riots tonight in Los Angeles? And let's start with that. Will there be more riots tonight? Yes or no? Will there be more riots tonight in Los Angeles? Michael says all four of them. Hey. The Twitch people are small in size, but mighty in personality. 2 minutes. F you, Wasson. YouTube chat is superior, and you know it. I mean, I love YouTube. I love you people. I'm not sure there were riots before. There definitely were riots before, yes. You don't, wait. You don't think what happened last night was a riot? You don't think what you saw last night was a riot? What do you call it? Come on, man. Living La Vida Loca says, I'm sad. Well, have you tried not being sad? I heard that works. Mostly peaceful fires. All right, 1 minute. Great job today, everybody. And I got to tell you, after nuking a couple of you on Friday, what a better experience this was. You are important and you're going to stay here, but those other assholes are gone. And they ain't never coming back. All right, here we go.
In just one visit. Call now. 407-337-5569.
Big news for drivers. Presets have landed on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with iHeartRadio. Access your favorite stations, podcasts, and playlists instantly right from your dashboard. Try the free iHeartRadio app on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and take those presets for a spin.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected has never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little ASCII. This is
that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. Busy week on the way. Big, fat, busy week on the way for you, so don't miss a second even of the show. C-Lane, whatever happened? Do you still have jury duty tomorrow? Or
Pending. I need to find out if my number is going to get called.
Oh.
All right. So you're in the same position I was.
But you get to see it online. You don't have to show up.
I have to wait till 5 p.m. I think. And if I type in the number now,
what's it say? Let's see.
Right now, which means for today, like if I would have had jury duty today with the same number, I've been excused from jury services.
Oh, okay, but you got to wait until like the 24-hour.
Yeah, I called the number. So tomorrow is the 10th, and I called the number and I put it in there. If you're scheduled for Tuesday, and I hit 2, and they were like, "Oh, for June 3rd, it's between 1 and 121," and I was like, "Ooh."
So
they
TBD.
They only do 121 jurors, or if they're in that kind of wheelhouse there, I might be good. I might be good to go.
For the day, multiple cases, what you're saying.
Yeah, they only call a specific number of people that got the summons because of how many.
Can I tell you?
I know in my day it wasn't like that.
I know a couple of people that have gotten mad specifically at you two that I've talked to, and they'll be like, "I want to get on a jury so bad. How did Sabrina and C-Lane get on a jury?
I can't again."
They're like, I can't get them to pick me for anything.
My wife is among those people. Like, she wants to do jury duty and be on a trial so bad.
Murder case.
She got, and this is one of the things that they, I think, excuse you for. She got a jury summons while she was pregnant with Jackson.
Oh, really?
And maybe you might have to be a certain number of months pregnant or something. I don't know. But she tried to call them and reschedule, because she wanted a different date, and they were like, "No, you're excused. You're fine." And they're like, she was like, "Please give me a different date."
Ashley's like, "I want to do my civic duty over here."
She does. She really wants to.
Damn. All right, let's get into some of the final stuff as we wrap everything up on a Monday. The Karen Reed case. Keep your eyes on that. The trial entered its 8th week today, and it looks like the case may be wrapping up soon. So we'll see what kind of verdict we get out of that case, which has had some television shows and docuseries about it for sure. Okay, this is that'll have to do. Yeah, we'll just leave it right there, I think. We'll get the hell out your way, and we'll do this. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Monday, June 9th, 2025. This might be hard to handle. Today I learned the president of Argentina is the official godparent of every 7th son or daughter in a family. A tradition rooted in folklore to protect them from becoming werewolves, which is very, very weird. But also, I mean,
those were just in London.
Your overall life to being a godparent is going to be much more difficult with that many godkids out there. Every 7th kid in Argentina is a godparent of the president. And let's get out of here. Thank you for everybody who got your shirts. Those are processing right now. You can sneak in at the last minute. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit merch and get one of the last ones because there's just a handful left. Today I learned this band right here.
That sounds like a ska. Rancid.
Rancid is correct. Yes, indeed.
Is LA is burning again?
This is I Want to Riot.
Oh, I Want to Riot. There we go.
Steven, do me a favor. Can you Google I Want to Riot lyrics?
Oh, my gosh, man.
I love this.
Just saying. So I learned punk icon Tim Armstrong of Rancid and Operation Ivy co-wrote the majority of Pink's 3rd album. Tim Armstrong looking good these days, too. Yeah. I think that was it.
Love the album.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we'll see you later, everybody.